Hey guys, Joy here. Today we're gonna learn how to make a shopping cart just using vanilla JavaScript. So guys, this is the project that we're gonna make today. As you can see that this is a clothing store and we have in total 12 items to sell. Every product card will have an image, a title, some dummy description, price and these options. So what are these options? These options will help you to specify how much quantity do you want of this specific product. Let's say that you want 15 pieces of this specific product. So you're gonna increase the quantity here by this. Look at this. I'm making it 15. Or let's say that I want to decrease the quantity. I can decrease the quantity here like this, okay? So guys, whatever product you select, you can always see the numbers updating here itself. Let me show you a sample, okay? Let's say that I want to increase the quantity of this t-shirt by 6, okay? And I want to increase the quantity of this suit by 7. Then you can see that this number is updating itself automatically. And do you see these numbers here? 4, 5, 6, 7. What are these? These are your selections. These are your data. Even if you refresh the page, this data will not get erased. How is this possible? In JavaScript, there is a feature called local storage. Through that feature, you can save all of your data inside the browser. By that, even if you refresh the page, the data will never get erased. So we're going to learn how to implement local storage inside our project. And guys, look at this. If I click on this basket here, then you can see all of your selected products that you selected from the shop page. So here we're gonna get the thumbnail of the product that we selected. We can get the quantity button here, the unit prices here. Along with that, we have this number. So what is this actually? So how is this calculated? This is calculated by multiplying the unit price by the total quantity, which is 5 times 100 is 500. Just like that, all the cards will do all of its calculations. And once all of these things are done, you can see the total bill here like this. Let's say that you want to increase the office shirt by 10. You can increase it here like that, and you can see that this number updates itself and this total bill also updates itself. You can also decrease it like this. There we go. And let's say that you don't want this thing entirely. So what we can do is you can just click on this cross and it's gonna remove itself automatically like that. So it's gonna work just like that. The source code of today's project is in my GitHub repository. Link will be provided in the description down below. So once you enter the link, you can see that we have 3 branches in total. Okay, if I click on here, then you can see that we have the main branch, product images and the starter files. So what we're going to do is we're going to download the starter files and start our project. The finalized project will be here on the main. And what are these product images? Let me show you. If I click on here, then you can find all the 12 images here. Let me show you. Do you see this one here? We have all the product images here. And if I go back on the data.js, so what is this data.js? It carries all the data of our product cards. Let me show you a sample, okay? So if I go back to the store, do you see this data here? Yeah, all of this data are actually stored inside this data.js. Guys, don't worry, because along the video, I'm gonna teach you how to utilize these resources. So let's start our main tutorial. Alright guys, before starting the tutorial, first of all we need to set up our environment. To do that, you're gonna right click, create a new folder, okay? And then you can name it anything you wish, but for this tutorial I'm gonna name it shopping cart, okay? Shopping minus cart, something like this, okay? And then we're gonna right click, open with VS Code, okay? If you don't have this option, don't worry. Just come over to the search bar and then you just hit VS Code manually. So once it opens, you're gonna come to file, open folder like this, okay? Then come over to your desktop and then search for the folder that you created, which is this one, shopping cart, open, okay? And then you can see your project folder getting opened in VS Code. The source code of today's project is in my GitHub repository. I'm gonna provide the link of this repository in the description down below. So once you click on the link, you're gonna come over here and you're gonna find all the files and folders. Like look at this. We have the images folder here. You see, we need this one. For that, you just click on the code, then download zip. It's gonna get downloaded in a zip format. Then you're gonna open the zip like this, then come over to your desktop and then extract the file like this. Look, okay? Then we're gonna open this folder and you see this images here. We're gonna drag it outside, okay? Next up, let's close this one and then we get the images inside our source folder like this. By the way guys, this folder carries all the solutions, okay? I don't need it, but if you want to keep it and if you want to check it out, sure, no problem. So I'm gonna delete that. Alright guys, let's go back to our VS Code here and you're gonna see this images folder. You see, I'm gonna open up this one. Initially, you're gonna get 4 images. Don't worry guys, I'm gonna add more images to this folder. but for now we're just gonna work with 4 images. Let's open up this, okay, and then you're gonna find pictures of shirts, t-shirts, formal shirts, etc. Okay, you also get a suit here. By the way guys, you might have a question like, where did I get these images from? Okay, I got it from 2 websites. First one is unsplash.com, another one is called pexels.com. okay, so you just come over to any website and then you write here shirt, okay, enter. Then you're gonna find images of shirts, formal shirts, casual shirts, pants, shoes, etc. okay, if you scroll down, then do you see this image here? I took it from where? Unsplash.com. so you can find that same image on the folder, you see. So I really hope you understood how I got these images from, and you can also use the same resources to do your own personal projects. Okay guys, let's come back to our VS Code, and now we're going to create 3 files. Okay, so first one will be index.html. okay, index.html, then style.css, and finally main.js. okay, there we go. All right, okay guys, let's come back to our index.html and make boilerplate code. To do that, you're gonna hit exclamatory sign, then you're gonna find this option. If you don't find the option, then do this, you hit Ctrl space together, and then you're gonna find emit here. So if you click on this one, the boilerplate code will be automatically generated. This is called emit plugin of VS Code. Okay, and on the title we're gonna write here clothing store. Okay, since this is a clothing store website, okay, something like this. There we go. One second. Okay, perfect. Now do you see the style CSS? I'm gonna link it here like this. Look, link. Listen, if you don't find this option, okay, do this. Okay, you're gonna hit Ctrl space together like this, and then you're gonna find emit abbreviation. You just click on this one. There we go. Can you see that the code got automatically written? So you don't have to write style CSS manually in the href. Do this guys, you just hit Ctrl space together. Can you see this path here? All of them are automatically shown up here. You just click on style CSS. There we go. I saved your time, okay, using emit. So now you're gonna come here. Do you see these 2 tags here, ending tags? You just come here and write sc. Again, if you don't find the option like this, you just hit Ctrl space together, and then you're gonna select this option. Okay, and on the source you're gonna come here and then write Ctrl space, okay, and then select this one. Do you see this main.js? Click on it like this. There we go. Save it. Next up, come over to the body and let's write some sample text. Okay, so let's write hello world, something like this. There we go. Alright guys, now we're gonna use a plugin called live server. If you don't have it, just come over here and then write here live server, something like this. Let me zoom in. Okay, so do you see this one here? Live server, made by whom? Ritvik Day. Just come over here and then install the thing. Once you install the live server, then you're gonna come back to your HTML, okay, and then you're gonna right click here and then you're gonna find an option called open with live server. Okay, by the way, there is also an alternative. Can you see this one here on this ribbon, this blue color ribbon? You also get the option here. It is called go live. If you click on this one, then the project will get opened in your web browser, something like this. Do you see this hello world here? Let me zoom in. In order to zoom in, you just hit Ctrl and then you scroll your mouse wheel like this. Can you see this one? You can just zoom in and zoom out like this. There we go. Okay guys, can you see this gap here? Okay, these are the default styles of your browser, so we need to remove those default styles of the browser. In order to do that, let's go back to your CSS. Okay, so you're gonna write a star, curly bracket, okay, M0 tab. There we go. This is what? This is emit. Then you're gonna hit P0 tab. There we go. You see? Next up, you're gonna write here box sizing, border box, something like this. Save it. Let's look at the result. Can you see that the gaps are gone? Okay, and do you see this font here? We're gonna replace the font family. In order to replace the font family, just come over here and then write body, okay, curly bracket. Now FF tab. Now you're gonna remove this safe and write SS. If you don't see the option, then do this. You're gonna hit Ctrl space, sans serif, enter, done. Okay, save it. So now let's look at the result. Can you see that the font family of our fonts changed? Alright guys, so far so good. We're done setting up our VS Code project folder. Now we're gonna start coding. So the very first thing that we're gonna build is this navbar. Do you see this navbar here? Let's build it up first of all. Okay, to do that, let's come back to our VS Code here. Okay guys, come over to your index.html and then scroll down to your body section here. Let's remove the hello world, we don't need it. we're gonna also use emit here to write HTML markup quickly. Follow along with me. Okay, we're gonna hit dot navbar tab. If you don't find the option, same solution, just hit control space together, then you're gonna find the option. Okay, then hit tab. There we go. That's how we're gonna save time. Using which plugin? The plugin's name is called emit. Okay, you can see that emit automatically wrote me a div with the class name navbar. Brilliant. Okay guys, let's come inside the navbar, and now we're gonna hit H2 tab. There we go. So this will carry our brand logo name. You can write anything you wish, but I'm gonna write here clothing store. Okay, clothing store. There we go. Done. So this is the result so far. We only have our brand logo name here. Okay guys, let's come back to the finalized project. Do you see this shopping cart icon here? We're gonna make this one. At the same time, do you see this dark background color? We're gonna apply this dark background color to our navbar as well. So let's come back to our VS Code here. Okay, and below the H2 tag, we're gonna make another div with the class name cart. Look at this, dot cart tab. There we go. Now inside here, we're gonna have an icon, and after the icon, we're gonna have another div with the class name cart amount. Look at this, dot cart amount. Okay, something like this. There we go. And now inside here, we're gonna write 0. Okay, so why did I actually write the 0? Let me actually show you. So if you compare the thing with the finalized project, do you see this one here? We have a number here. Do you see this 47? Initially, that's gonna be 0. That's why I wrote the 0. And for the icon, where will I get the icon from? I'm gonna use a website called icons.getbootstrap.com. Okay, so if you come over here, then if you scroll down, you're gonna find a tons of icons here. So for our project, we're gonna write here cart like this, and now if you scroll down, you're gonna find a lot of options. Do you see this one here? We have a lot of options. So let's pick any one of them. But before picking any one of them, you just scroll down and you're gonna find the CDN. Can you see the CDN here? Just copy the CDN. Okay, now let's come back to our index.html, and then you just paste it inside the head like this. Save it. Done. Now we can freely use the CDN for icons. Let's scroll up. So I'm gonna use I don't know, but let me just pick this one, or let's pick this one. Okay, now you're gonna scroll down and you're gonna find this called icon font. Just copy the thing. Let's go back to our VS Code, and now do you see this one before the cart amount? This one. Okay, just paste the thing here, save it. Done. Let's look at the result. Okay, so you have let me just zoom in a little bit. Do you see this one here? This is the brand logo name, this is our shopping cart icon, and this is our 0 here. Alright, so now we're gonna style the thing. And for the color, guys, for the background color, do you see this dark background color? Where did I get the color from? Let me show you. I got it from coolors.co. Do you see this one here? Coolors.co. I got it from here. So how you're gonna use the thing? You just come over to explore trending palettes like this. Okay, next up, I just went to the search, and then I just picked on the black like this. Then if you scroll down, then you're gonna find tons of color palettes. I use this color. Can you see this one here? 212529. I use this one. So I'm just gonna copy up this one, and then let's go back to our VS Code. Guys, we're done writing the HTML markup for our navbar component. Okay, so just copy up the class name, and let's go back to our style CSS, and at the bottom here you just write dot paste curly bracket. Okay, so why did I write the dot? Because if you come back to HTML, do you see this one here? This is a class. Okay, if the thing is a class, then you gotta write a dot. But if it's an ID, as an example, let me just write here ID. Okay, navbar. So if the thing is an ID like this, then you have to select the thing by writing a hashtag here, hashtag navbar, then curly bracket. So I really hope you understood the difference between selecting a ID and class inside your CSS. Okay, let's remove that one. Let's come back to our style CSS, remove this one. So we're gonna keep a dot navbar. Okay, next up we're gonna write here background color. Okay, easily write this BGC tab. There we go. Do you see that hashtag FFF? Let's remove that and paste the color that we copied. So I'm gonna write here 212. Okay, 529 529. Save it. Let's look at the result. So if you go back here, you see everything is complete dark. We can't see anything. So in order to see something, let's go back here and change the font color. Okay, so to do that, you just write here color like this, and then write here white. Done. Let's look at the result. You see, we have the result so far. Alright guys, let's go back here and apply some padding. Okay, so P tab. So you're gonna write here 25 pixel and then 60 pixel. So why did I give two values here? Let me explain. The 25 pixel you see, this is the value for the top and bottom, and the 60 pixel is the value for the left and right. So padding top and bottom will be how much? 25 pixels, and padding left and right will be 60 pixels. Okay, let me show you the result. If you come back here, so do you see this value here? This is how much? This is 60 pixels here. This is 25 pixel here, 25 pixels here, and there will be 60 pixels here as well. So I really hope you understood how I applied the padding. Okay. Alright guys, our shopping cart icon looks like this, but we want it to look like this. Can you see this one here? So let's go and style this thing. Okay, so let's go back to our VS Code. By the way guys, it's also a very good thing to write comments. So in order to write nice comments on our code, let me show you a new thing. Okay, you just come to the extensions and write here better comment. Okay, better comment like this, and now you're gonna find this. Can you see this one here? Better comment written by Aaron Bond. Just click on this one and then install the thing. So let me show you the cool feature of using this extension. Okay, so you can just write beautiful colorful comments. Let me show you. So if you write /** enter, okay, star and then *// if you come here and if you write here exclamatory sign, then you can see that your comment is now red color. Do you see that? So I'm just gonna use the plugin. I also recommend you use the same plugin, which is called Better Comment written by Aaron Bond. Okay, so once you install a thing, you just come over here and let me show it to you again. You just write here /*, okay, enter, star and then *// again. Okay, so if you hit exclamatory sign like this, it's gonna be in red color, and if you hit question mark like this, then it's gonna be in blue color. Can you see that? So you have a lot of options. So I'm gonna use the red color, okay, something like this, and then here I'm gonna write changing default styles of the browser. Okay, something like this. All right, and now I'm gonna scroll down here. In this section I'm gonna make another comment. So let me just copy this thing from there and then put it here, and then here I'm gonna write navbar styles are here. Okay, navbar styles are here, something like this. There we go. Okay, alright guys, our task right now is to make this shopping cart icon with a number indicator. Okay, but look at our results so far. We have the icon and the number here. We want this thing to be on the very right side. How do we do it? We do it by using a property called flexbox. Okay, so let's go back to our HTML, which is actually here. Okay, so here's the rule. The very first rule of using flexbox is you have to use flexbox inside the parent selector. In our cases, look at this one. Can you see this one here? This is the main parent. Okay, and this one will be the children. This is also another children. So how many children do you have? You have two children inside this parent. Okay, so let's target this one inside CSS. It is already targeted here. So just come here and write df tab. Okay, display flex. Next up, if you save it, then you can see some result. Look at this. Can you see this one here? Previously this thing was here. Okay, now it's on the right side. That's because the moment you enable display flex, there's a default property called flex direction. Okay, so the default value of this property is called row. That's why you saw this one. Okay, can you see that? But if you come here and then if you write a column like this, save it, now look at the result. Can you see that? This was the previous behavior, but we want it to be in a format of row. Okay, so that's the result so far. Okay guys, I'm gonna keep it here and I'm gonna code below. Okay, there's another property called justify content. Okay, so in order to put this thing and this thing apart from each other, we're gonna use that justify content property. Follow along with me. JC stands for justify content. SB means space between, tab. Okay, save it. There we go. Can you see that? Now this is here and our icon is on the very right side. So far so good. Okay, now we're gonna style our icon here. So let's get started. First of all, let's go to our HTML. Okay, to inspect the structure. Look at this. Okay guys, this is our cart here, and inside this cart we have two children. Okay, this is the icon and this one is the cart amount, which indicates how many things you have on your basket. It is 0 at the moment. Okay, so we're gonna style this. So let's just copy this one, come over to style CSS, and at the bottom here dot paste curly bracket. Okay, now we're gonna style this element. First things first, let's set the background color to white. Okay, BGC tab, done. Okay, and then we're gonna set the color to black, something like this. Look, not black actually. Did you remember that we use this color from coolers.co? We're gonna use this color. Okay, done. Okay, done. Now let's save this thing and then let's look at the result. Okay, So guys, look at this. This is the result so far. Let me just zoom in a little bit, okay, so that you can see it better. There we go. Now listen guys, the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to increase the font size so that it looks bigger even without zooming in like this. And then we're going to apply some padding and border radius. Let's go. So let's go back to our VS Code, okay, and then let's give a padding of 5 pixel, okay, P 5 pixel tab, done, okay, and then increase the font size to 30 pixel. Font minus size, how much? 30 pixel, done. Let's look at the result, okay, there we go. It became bigger. Let me just zoom out like this, up to 100%. There we go. It looks much better. Okay, so now we're gonna also apply some border radius so that we can make this. Do you see these corners here? We want to make those corners rounded. Okay, let's apply some border radius like this. Look, border radius, border minus radius. Okay, how much? 4 pixel. There we go. Save it. Let's look at the result. Yeah, there we go. We have this result so far. All right guys, do you see this 0 here? I want to hang this here, just like our finalized project. Look at this. Can you see this 47 here? This is actually hanging at the top right corner. Okay, we're gonna do the exact same styles on this element as well. Okay, so let's get started. So first of all, let's go back to our what's it called, index HTML. Okay, and then we have to target that element. Do you see this cart amount here? So what is this? This is a class. So we're gonna copy this thing since it's a class. So you're gonna scroll down and then you're gonna write here dot paste. Okay, curly bracket. Oh, sorry, curly bracket. And the very first thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna increase the font size. Okay, font minus size, 1 second, font size, we're gonna set it to how much? 16 pixel. You can use any value you like here, but I'm gonna put it to 16 pixel. Next up, set the background color to red. Okay, BGC tab, then you're gonna write here red. Okay, and then set the color to white like this, white. Here is it. Okay, save it. Let's look at the results so far. Okay, there we go. You see we have the 0 here, which is white in color, and it has a background color of red. All right, now we need to hang this on the top right corner. In order to do that, we're going to use a property called position absolute. Look at this. So I'm going to come here and then I'm going to write POS ABS. Okay, tab. So position absolute. Let's look at the result. So we're going to see this result so far. Now we need to hang this on the top right corner. In order to do that, look at this. You just come back here and then write top, okay, 0. And then you're going to write here right. Oh, sorry, not inherit. It's going to be 0 as well. Save it. Let's look at the result. Okay, now you can notice something odd. The thing is, can you see this 0 here? It's now on the very top right corner. The main reason for that is wherever you apply this position absolute, by default, this body will have a property called, look at this, position relative, something like this. That's why it behaves like this. But we don't want this thing to behave like this. We want the 0 to be where? We want the 0 to be exactly here. Okay, just like this one, just like the finalized project. In order to solve this, look at this. You just come back to a VS Code. Do you see this property position relative? You just cut it. Okay, now scroll down. Do you see this cart here? You just paste it here like this. Look. Okay, now save it. Let's look at the result. Here is it. There we go. Can you see that? Now it is working perfectly fine. So guys, I really hope you understood how the position relative and the position absolute properties work. If you don't get it, don't worry. I have an entire dedicated video. Can you see this one here? Learn CSS position property with examples. You can just view this video. It is just only almost 16 minutes long. Okay. Alright guys, now look at this component here. Okay. This 0 is actually inside. We want it to be a little bit outside. At the same time, we're gonna apply some border radius and padding as well. So let's get started. Okay guys, let's go back to our VS Code and I'm gonna make it a little bit smaller. Okay, and then I'm gonna keep it here. I will do all the styles here on the cart amount. Okay guys, what do I want? I want the 0 to be a little bit up and then on the right side. In order to do that, I'm gonna come here on the top property, remove the 0 and then write minus 15 pixel like this. Save it. Then you can see the 0 going a little bit up. Okay, in the same way, if you put here positive value like this, save it, then the 0 will go down. Okay, so I want this thing to be in negative value like this. Save it. Now you can see the 0 popping up. At the same time, do you see this right? Okay, I'm gonna adjust it as well to minus 10 pixel like this. Save it. Then look at the result. There we go. Can you see that it is now shifting to the right side? Next up guys, let's apply some border radius and padding as well. So P3px tab. Okay, now guys, you can see that the 0 component became a little bit bigger. At the same time, I'm gonna apply border radius. Okay, border radius, how much? 3 pixel. Okay, save it. There we go. We have the result so far. Now guys, let's compare this with our finalized project. Look at this. Okay, can you see that? It is totally identical. Alright guys, we have successfully built up our navbar component. Now the next thing that we're gonna build is these cards. Can you see these cards here? We're gonna build these cards to hold our image, the title, description, price, and these buttons, which will help us to increase the quantity and decrease the quantity as well. So let's get started. Okay guys, you might have a question like, how did I make this card layout here? It's very simple. I used CSS grid property and then I made 4 columns here. Okay, in order to replicate the same thing, what we're gonna do right now is we're gonna make a div and then we're gonna put all the cards inside there. Let me show you how I did the thing. So you're gonna go back to your VS Code inside HTML. Okay, do you see this navbar? It's complete. We're gonna fold it. How to fold it? Put your mouse here. Okay, then you're gonna see a small chevron here. You just click on it and then you can see that your code is folded. Perfect. Now listen, we're gonna make a div with a class name shop like this. Look, .shop. At the same time, we're gonna give it an ID as well. Hashtag shop tab. The main reason for putting both the class and the ID is that we're gonna target this inside CSS and we're gonna target this ID inside JavaScript. Okay, so far so good guys. Save the thing. Now listen, inside here, one second, let's just look at the finalized project. Okay, where is it? It's here. So guys, how many cards can you see here? 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So now look at this. Let's just come back here and then let's make 4 div with the class names item. Look at this, dot item star 4 tab. There we go. Okay, now let's go back there and let's see what do we have. First of all, we have image. And then do you see all the informations on this card? We're gonna make just one div and we're gonna put all the information inside there. So I'm gonna name this one image and this one will be called details. Okay, let me show you how you're gonna do the thing. So for now, I will not touch these 3. I will just work with this one. Okay, let's just first of all perfect only one div. Okay, and then we can just perfect the other things by just copy pasting the thing. Let me show you what I mean by that. Okay guys, inside here I'm gonna write img tab. Okay, this will hold my image. Don't write. Okay, just put your cursor inside the source and then hit Control space. You're gonna see these images. Enter and then we're gonna select the image number 1 like this. Okay, save the thing. Let's look at the result. Okay guys, if you look at the result, you can see that the image is huge. Okay, we cannot work with this image. In order to make it smaller, just follow along with me. Okay, just come over here on your index HTML. Okay, do you see this image here? Just write here width. Okay, equal to double quote, just put 200. Okay, like this. Don't put pixels, just 200 as it is. Okay, it's still gonna work like a pixel. Don't worry, just save the thing. Let's look at the result. You see the image becomes smaller. Perfect. Next up, we're gonna put the details. Can you see these details here? So let's go and put those details by coming to the HTML, and below the image we're gonna make another div with the class name dot details. Look at this, dot details tab. There we go. You see? Okay guys, inside these details we're gonna have the title tag, the description. Let me show you what we're gonna have. First of all, we're gonna have the title tag, the description, the price, and the buttons. Okay, let's make those things. Let's just come over here and here inside here you're gonna write h3 tab. Okay, we're gonna write here casual shirt like this. There we go. Now below this one we're gonna make a p tag. Okay, p tab. Then you're gonna write lorem 7, or you can just specify any word you like. Okay, then you're gonna hit tab like this. There we go. Okay, now guys, below this one we're gonna have 2 things together. Okay, let me just show you one second. So this is price and the buttons. We're gonna have a one div, and inside that div we're gonna have both the price and the buttons. Let me show you what I mean by that. Okay, so you just come over here and below the p tag, look at this, we're gonna write here dot price minus quantity. Okay, something like this. There we go. Now inside here, look at this, h2 tab. Here we're gonna have the price. Okay, $45. Okay, save it. Let's look at the result. So you're gonna see the $45 here. Now guys, let's make the buttons. Okay, so in order to make the buttons, look at this, below the price, guys, you're gonna make a div with a class name buttons. Look at this, dot buttons tab. Okay, now guys, inside here we're gonna use bootstrap icons. In order to use bootstrap icons, you just come over here and then you're gonna write here icons.getbootstrap.com. okay, this website. So guys, we're gonna use icons from this website. Okay, now you're gonna scroll down, you're gonna see a small search bar here. Just come here and then write plus. Okay, Now if you scroll down, then you're gonna see this plus. Another thing that you're gonna see is plus LG, which is a large size. Okay guys, if you didn't include the CDN link, just copy the link. Okay, then come over to your HTML inside the head tag. Okay, just come here, and if you didn't paste it before, just paste the thing like this. Okay, and then save it. Done. Now we can freely use bootstrap icons into our project. Okay, let's come back here, and where's the large? You see this one here? I'm gonna open it in a new tab, and then I'm gonna copy the thing. Okay, let's go back to our VS Code, scroll down, and use this buttons here inside here. Okay, I'm gonna paste the thing like this, save it. Okay, let's go back, and now I'm gonna get minus. Okay, like this, minus. Okay, now you're gonna see 2 dash. This is the small one, I mean the standard one, and this is the large one. Okay, so I'm gonna get this one like this. Okay, let's copy the thing, let's go back. There we go. Now before the plus, I'm gonna put the minus. Okay, there we go, done. Now guys, between these 2 icons, you're gonna have a div with a class name quantity. Let me show you. .quantity tab. Okay, now you're gonna place 0 here. Okay, what's the reason for putting a 0 between these 2 icons? The main reason is, look at this. Look at this. This is the plus icon, right? Every time you click on the plus, this number will increment. At the same time, if you click on the minus, this number will decrement. Let me show you a sample from the finalized project. Okay, look at this one. Do you see this one? This is the plus icon, this is the quantity here, and this is the minus. Every time you click on this one, the quantity increases and it shows up here. Every time you click on this one, the quantity decreases and it shows the result here. So guys, I really hope that you understood why I wrote these lines. Okay, alright guys, with this our markup is complete. Let's save the thing and let's look at the result. Okay, now this is the result so far. It looks like this, but don't worry guys, we're gonna add style so that it looks like this. Okay, the very first thing that I'm gonna use is display grid, and then we're gonna make 4 columns. How many columns are here? Count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so let's go and make 4 columns. So in order to make that, so if you recall about flexbox, if you want to use flexbox, you gotta apply that on the parent. In our case, look who is the parent. If I fold this one like this, look at this. Okay, who is the parent of all the items? The shop is the parent of all the items, right? Now I'm gonna apply my display grid where? Inside the shop. Okay, this is class here, just copy the thing. Then come over to your style CSS, then scroll down. Oh, by the way guys, I made a small mistake. Do you see this one here? I wrote the font size 2 times. Okay, just remove 1 from here like this, save it. Okay, now I'm gonna scroll down and make a comment. Alright guys, before coding, first of all, let's make a comment here. Okay, I mean a better comment with some colors. Okay, in order to make it, just write slash star star enter star. Okay, exclamatory sign for red color, or you can use question mark for blue color. I'm gonna use red color. Okay, exclamatory sign, then star star slash, done. So here you're gonna write a comment. Shop items styles are here. Okay, shop items styles are here. There we go, done. Okay, now I'm gonna hit dot paste curly bracket. Now inside here I'm gonna use the very first line is display grid. Look at this, DG tab. Okay, save it. Let's look at the result. You're not gonna see any changes. Let's see. You see, we don't have any changes. Now we're gonna add more lines to it so that we can see the changes. So guys, come over here and then write GTC tab. Okay, now guys, 1 second, let's go back to the finalized project. So how many columns can you see here? 4, right? And I specify 223 pixels of width for each and every one of these columns. I mean each and every one of these cards. We're gonna do the same thing. Look at this. So you're gonna come here and then you're gonna write grid template columns repeat. Okay, so how many columns do we need? 4. You write 4 comma. So how much width should each of these columns, I mean cards, should be? 223 pixels. So you're gonna write here 223 px. Done. Okay, save the thing, and now let's look at the result. So if you come over here, can you see that text were just outside, now it is inside? Okay, it's like an invisible wall here. Okay, let me show you live. 1 second. So I'm just gonna keep it here, and now look at this. I'm gonna make a comment like this. Okay, save it. Now can you see this text are actually outside? Now if you put it here like this, save it. Now there we go. Now it feels like there's an invisible wall. Actually the space is getting divided. Okay, alright guys, so far so good. Next up, what we're gonna do is this border here, black color border. We're gonna utilize that black color border in our card. Okay, so let's go and make that. Okay, so now let's come back to your index.html. So we're done setting up the shop. Now do this item here, just copy the item. Okay, like this. Let's come back to your style CSS, scroll down, and below the shop, okay, dot paste. Now curly bracket, you're gonna write here border border 2px, 2px solid. You're gonna write here hashtag. Do you remember the color that we use from coolers.co? Use this color, okay? Save the thing. Let's look at the result. Now, can you see this thing? We have 4 cards here, okay? Card number 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, even though they don't have data, but still they are showing up here. The main reason for that is if you come over here on the HTML, do you see how many divs do we have here? 4 divs. That's why 4 cards got generated here. Okay, so if you remove anything from here like this, save the thing. Now look at that. You see the cards are gone. But don't worry guys, we're gonna generate more cards. Okay, first of all, let's perfect only one card, and then we can just copy paste the other cards. Don't worry guys. Alright guys, can you see the image? It looks smaller compared to the card border. Okay, so let's fix that. In order to fix that, just come over to your index.html and then you're gonna open up the item. Do you see this width here? Just utilize 220 pixels like this. Save it. Now let's look at the result. There we go. It looks perfect. Now can you see these edges? It looks sharp. We're gonna make border radius. Okay, so in order to do that, come back to your style CSS and on the item we're gonna write here border radius 4 pixel. Okay, border, there is it. Okay, border radius 4 pixel. Save the thing. Let's look at the result. There we go. You see now it's rounded. Alright guys, look at this. Can you see this navbar and this card? They don't have, there is no gap between them. Let's put some gap. Okay, let's come back to your style CSS and this is navbar. You just write here MB tab and then 30 pixel like this. Okay, save the thing. There we go, done. Okay, now guys, we're gonna generate 3 more cards so that it looks like this. Okay, so let's go back to your index.html here. Now just close the chevron like this, copy the thing, and then you paste it here. Then you close the chevron, then do the same thing 2 more times. Okay, like this. All right, then save the thing. Let's look at the result. Okay, now look at this guys. The details doesn't look perfect, but don't worry, we're gonna style them. Okay, now how many cards do we have? 4 cards. There is no gap in between them and it is not on the center, just like this one. In order to make those things, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go back to our style CSS on the shop. Where is the shop? Here is it. Okay, this is the shop. We're gonna write here gap 30 pixel like this. Look, gap 30 pixel. Save the thing. There we go. Can you see that we have gap in between all the cards? At the same time, we want them to be on the exact center. In order to do that, just come back here and just write. There's a property called justify content JC, and we want the thing to be center, right? So write JCC tab. Done. Save it. There we go. So we have all the cards on the exact center. Brilliant. Okay guys, now let's compare the thing with our final project. Look at this. Can you see this one here? We have a little bit of padding here. Can you see this one here? But we don't have padding on our project. Okay, at the same time, can you see this gap here? Yeah, they have a gap, but we don't have any gap between the title tag and the paragraph tag. At the same time, this price as well. So let's make those changes. So in order to make those changes, come back to your style CSS and then just come back to our index.html. Okay, open up any one of them. I'm gonna open the first one. Okay, now do you see these details here? Copy the details. Come back to your style CSS at the bottom. Okay, write dot paste curly bracket. Okay, the very first thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna write display flex tab. There we go. Save the thing. Now can you see this one here? It looks odd. It looks like a format of row. Can you see that? But we don't want them, because look at the finalized project. It is in a format of column. Can you see that? But it is actually row. So in order to fix that, I mean, why does it happen? That's because there is a property called flex direction. One second. Flex minus direction. Okay, the default value of this one is row. Every time you write display flex, this thing automatically gets triggered. Okay, in order to stop that, just write display flex direction and then set it to column like this. Okay, save the thing. There we go. Perfect. Now guys, next time let's apply some padding. Okay, P 10 pixel tab. Done. There we go. You see, this looks much better than before. And now can you see this tag uses description and the price? Let's put gap in between them. In order to put the gap between them, just come here and then write, there's a property called gap property. Okay, gap 10 pixel. Save. There we go. You see, now we have gap. All right guys, now let's compare the thing with our final project. There we go. You see, the price is here and all the buttons are here, but look at our one. This is not perfect, right? So let's fix that. In order to fix that, let's go back to our HTML. Okay, now where is the price and the buttons? Look at this. This is my buttons here and this is my price. Who is the parent? Okay, here's a question for you. Who is the parent of this price tag and this buttons? It's very easy, guys. This one, can you see this price quantity? This is the parent of both these two tags. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna copy this thing like this. Let's come back to our style CSS at the bottom. Okay, dot paste curly bracket. Okay guys, once this is done, inside here we're gonna write display flex. Look at this, df tab. Okay, if you save the thing, now the button was actually here. Now it behaves like a format of row. Okay, why did it happen? If you recall that I said that there is a property called flex direction, and every time you write this one, the default property becomes flex direction row, something like this. Look, flex direction row. Okay, save the thing. You will see no changes because this is the default property already. But if you want to change it, just write column like this, save it, you're gonna see different result. Okay, so for this tutorial I'm gonna use row like this. Save the thing. There we go. Okay guys, next up I want them to be apart from each other. Okay, in order to do that, just come here and then write JCSB tab. Okay, justify content space between. Save the thing. There we go. We have the result so far. All right, now guys, we're gonna style this icons. In order to do that, let's come back to our HTML. Okay, can you see these buttons here? Yeah, this is the main parent right now, and these are all the children. Okay, how many children does the button have? 3 children. Okay, so now let's copy this one. Let's come back here and now scroll down, dot paste. Okay, curly bracket. Now guys, if you guessed that I'm going to use display flex, you are correct. I'm going to use display flex. Now look at this. In which format is it in? In the format of column. Okay, we want them to be in a row, just like this one. Look at this. It is a row format. Okay, in order to do that, just come back here and then write df tab. Okay, what's the default property of flex direction here? Row. Okay, save the thing. There we go. You see, now even if you don't write the display the flex direction here, no problem. Okay, but if you wish, then you can write here, no problem. Okay, so let's write here flex direction like this, put it to row. Okay, there we go, done. Now guys, we need a little bit of gap. In order to put some gap, just write here gap 8 pixel. Okay, save the thing. There we go, we got some gap. Okay, now if you want to set some font size, optionally you can do that as well. So let's say that font size like this, let's say 16 pixel. Okay, there we go, save the thing. Okay, you will see no changes because guys, this is the default property already. Okay, if you let's say right here 26 pixel like this, save the thing, it's gonna go bigger, you see. But for this tutorial I'm gonna keep it 16 pixels. If you want to make it bigger, sure, best of luck. Okay, now guys, can you see this plus and the minus? If you notice this thing inside the finalized project, you can see that this is green color and this is red color. Okay, so in order to do the exact same thing, just come over to your index HTML. Okay, do you see this b dash minus lg? This is the minus. Okay, copy the thing, come over to your style CSS, and at the bottom just dot paste. Okay, this is what? This is the minus, right? Curly bracket, then right here color. Oh sorry, color. Then you're gonna write here red. Okay, save the thing. There we go. Now your minus icon is now red color. Let's make it green. Okay, in order to do the thing, same process, just come back to your HTML, copy this thing. Okay, let's come back to your style CSS, and at the bottom write dot paste. Okay, curly bracket. Now you're gonna write here color. What was the color? Green. There we go, done. Okay, let's look at the result. Brilliant. Okay guys, let's draw an imaginative line. Okay, on the x-axis here. Okay, if you draw an imaginary line on the exact center here like this, look at this, then you can realize that this is a button here and this price here, they are not aligned on the exact center. Okay, let me just show you a sample. Okay, if you see this line here inside the price quantity selector, just comment the thing. Okay, save the thing. Now there we go, can you see this thing here? They are not aligned on the exact center. Now in order to solve this thing, just come here and then write AIC tab. Okay, align item center. This thing works on the x-axis and this one works on the y-axis. Okay, save the thing. There we go, problem solved. Okay, now you're gonna get this code back like this. Okay, save the thing. There you go, perfect. Okay guys, let's come back to the finalized project and then right click inspect. Okay, if you make the thing smaller, let me show you. If you make this thing smaller, how many columns can you see? 4, right? If you make it smaller like this, there we go, now it becomes 2 columns. Okay, if you make it even further, then it's gonna become 1 column like this. There we go, now this is called a responsive website. Okay, in order to duplicate the exact same result, what you're gonna do is you're gonna come back to your style CSS. Okay, 1 second, where's the shop? Okay, Do you see the shop here? Below the shop, we're gonna make two media query. Okay, look at this. At the rate media, and then you're gonna write here max minus width. Okay, so we're gonna write here first breakpoint will be 1000 pixels. Okay, then you're gonna write curly bracket. You're gonna write here dot shop curly bracket. Okay, inside here, just copy the thing. Okay, paste the thing here. Okay, now what do I want? The moment the screen hits 1000 pixel, I want the thing to be how many columns? Just 2 columns. Okay, just specify 2 here. Done. Save the thing. Okay, now let's come back here on our result. Right click, inspect. Okay, now let's make it smaller like this. There we go. The moment you, what's the width right now? 1040. Okay, the moment you hit below 1000, look at this. Now it becomes 2 columns from 4 columns. Okay, now let's make it even smaller. It's not gonna work because we didn't specify the media query. Let's do that as well. Just copy the entire thing. Okay, paste it here, and here specify 500 pixel like this. Okay, and now here you're gonna write 1. Now guys, save the thing. Let's look at the result. Okay, make it below 500 pixel. Okay, I mean through looking here. Okay, something like this. Look, there we go. It works perfectly fine. Okay, alright guys, so far so good. We have successfully completed the HTML and the CSS part. Now we're gonna start the JavaScript part. Okay, but before that guys, look at this one. Can you see these cards here? These cards have different data. Look at the image. Okay, they are different. Look at the tags, they are different. The price is different as well. Okay, so how did I make these cards? I just did this. Look at this. So how did we do it? Look at this. Inside this div with the class name shop, we just perfected one card, and then we copied and then pasted the thing. Now if you want to replace the data, let's say that you want to replace the image, then you want to replace this tag. Let me show you a sample. Okay, so how do you replace the thing? Like this. Look, so first of all you remove the image from here and then control space. You're gonna select image number 2, then you're gonna replace it with what? Office shirt. Okay, office shirt. Save the thing. Let's look at the result, and wait a second, let me just also clear this one and then write 100. Okay, save the thing. Let's look at the result guys. There we go. Can you see that? Now the data changed. Now how many cards do you have? You have how many cards? Let's see, 4 cards. Let's say that we have 100 cards. Does that mean that you're gonna manually do all the things? No guys, obviously no, don't do it. At the same time, look at this. Most of the data here, most of the markup are just copy paste, which means most of the things are repeating itself again and again and again and again and again, right? Don't do this thing guys. Don't copy and paste the thing here. In order to solve this issue, we're gonna use JavaScript. Okay, so let's start the JavaScript. Make sure guys you wrote this line at the bottom. Okay, otherwise JavaScript will not work. Okay, the very first thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna copy the ID. Do you see this ID here? So my main intention was I'm gonna target this inside style CSS, and then I'm gonna target this inside ID. Inside the JavaScript. Okay, so let's copy this one. Let's go back to our main.js. And how do you actually target an ID inside main.js? Look at this. First of all, you're gonna write a variable. Okay, let anything, you can write anything here. So I'm gonna write here let shop like this. Look, let shop equal to, you just write here document document. Okay, then what is this? Look at this, it is an ID, right? So you're gonna write here dot get element by ID, then you're gonna write here bracket, single quote or double quote. Okay, and then you're gonna paste the thing. Look at this. There we go. So now we have successfully targeted our shop, and we have also saved that inside a variable. Okay, now if you want to test the thing, how the thing actually works, just save it. Okay, and then at the bottom you can write here console log. Okay, console.log, and then you just write here shop like this. Save the thing. Let's look at the result. Okay, so now this is the result. You hit F12 or just right click on the inspect. Okay, now you're gonna go to this console here. You see this? So this entire HTML element came inside the console. If you open up this one, there we go. Can you see this one here? Now if you select on this one, you can see that this thing gets highlighted. If you select on this one, the thing gets highlighted. Okay, so what did we do? We got the entire markup inside the console. Okay, we don't want to do that. So what my main focus is that I'm gonna make a function here. Okay, and then I'm gonna make the function in a way that it prints me all the cards automatically. All right, in order to do that, look at this guy. Look at this guys. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a function. Look at this. Let generate shop. Okay, generate shop. Okay, it's gonna be a ES6 arrow function. So you're gonna write here equal to sign. This will be your bracket equal to angle bracket, curly bracket. This is called ES6 arrow function. And now guys, let me show you the regular function. The regular function looks like this. Function, okay, A, B, C, D, bracket, curly bracket. This is called a regular function. This is called ES6 arrow function, okay. We're gonna use this one. All right guys, now I'm gonna remove the thing, okay. Now guys, so how do we stop the repetition? Actually, first of all, follow along with me. Do you see these things? Just how many things are here? 4 items are here, right? Let's just remove 3 of them like this. Let's just keep one piece, okay. Let's just come back here and use this function here. Let's trigger the function like this. Copy the thing and then paste it here like this, okay. So we're defining the function here and then we're invoking it here, okay. And use this console here. We don't need the console, okay. Save the thing. Now guys, do one thing. Inside here you're gonna write a return statement, okay. Return like this. Now guys, sorry, I made a mistake. Return. There we go. Now guys, we're gonna use template literal. Look at this guys, this is called a double quote. This is used to write strings. We're not gonna use this. No guys, we're gonna use backticks. This is called backticks. So this is used to make template literals. If you don't find it, you're gonna find this key below the exit key. So look at your keyboard. There's something called a escape key. I mean exit key, okay. Below that exit key, you're gonna find the backtick. So you just click it one time, then you're gonna see the backtick, okay. So we're not gonna use this thing. We're gonna use backticks, okay. Now guys, do this. Inside here, one second. You just come over to index.html. Just cut the thing like this. Control X. Save the thing, okay. Now let's come back here like this. Now what you're gonna do is, by the way guys, one second. Just look at the result. We are gonna have nothing, okay. Now in order to see some result, do this. Just paste the thing like this, okay. Save the thing. Okay guys, now let's look at the result, okay. We're still gonna see nothing. Why is that? That's because you didn't specifically define that where this thing should get printed, okay. You didn't define the thing. Now we're gonna define the thing. So in order to define the thing, like where do you want this thing to get printed? We want this thing to get printed inside the shop, because we have defined the class styles inside style CSS. Look at this. We already have the grid defined, okay, which means that we want the cart to get generated inside here. That's why I selected the shop, okay. Now let's follow along with me. Just copy the shop like this, okay. Now come here, paste the thing. Then you're gonna write here dot inner HTML and then you're gonna hit equal to sign. Done. Save the thing, okay. Now let's look at the result. There we go guys. Can you see this one card here? We have successfully generated the card using what? Using JavaScript, okay. Now guys, what we're gonna do is, look at this. Can you see these values here? These are called hard-coded values, okay, which means that we just use our hand to write the thing. Now we're gonna automate the thing. How do you automate the thing? Look at this. First of all, you're gonna make a array here. Look at this. We're gonna write here let, okay, shop items data, okay, equal to, you're gonna make a array here like this, okay. Now guys, let's say that we have how many data do we have? Actually, let's check. We have 1 2 3 4. We have 4 data, right? So in order to write the data inside here, look at this, we're gonna use curly bracket. This is called object, which means that we are storing object inside array. So if we write one curly bracket, if we write one object, which means that in our shop we have only one thing to sell. But if you hit comma, curly bracket, and then if you do it 4 times like this, which means that we have how many items to sell? 4 items to sell, okay. So these are actually defined inside our objects. Now look at this. Let's first of all make the first object. So how are you gonna make the thing? First of all, you're gonna set the ID. Look at this. ID colon double quote, okay. You can write anything you wish, no problem. I won't mind. Just write anything, okay. Don't keep it blank. Then you're gonna write a comma, okay. Then you're gonna put a name here. Oh, by the way guys, one more thing. This ID, do you see this thing? This should be unique, okay. And now on the name, we're gonna write here casual shirt, okay. Casual shirt. There we go. Now you're gonna hit comma. You're gonna set the price, okay. So what I'm doing is, my main objective is, do you see all the data here, like this one, this one, this one? I'm just storing them here, okay. So let's complete the thing. So price is gonna be 45, okay. Then comma DESC, description, okay. You're gonna set the description to, look at this, double quotes, lorem 7 or 8 tab. There we go, okay. Now below this one, you're gonna get image img colon double quote. Okay, images slash img -1 dot jpg. Okay, so to not make any spelling mistakes, just scroll down. Do you see this thing here? Where is it? This is image here. The source is already here. Just copy the thing, yeah, and then put it here like this. That's how you don't make any spelling mistakes. Okay, so look at this. We have successfully defined one item inside our shop. Okay, in the same way, look at this, guys. I'm gonna copy the thing, okay, and then I'm gonna paste them inside here like this. Okay, look at this, which means that we have how many items? We have 4 items in our shop. At the same time, those 4 items has this data. Okay, now guys, as I told you, the ID should be unique. Let's make it unique. Like, let's write anything. Okay, at the same time, come here, anything. Okay, no problem. Come here, and then I'm gonna give it a random value like this. There we go, done. Now the second one will be office shirt. Let's write office shirt. On the price, we're gonna set it to 100. Okay, and the image, just replace the 1 with 2 like this. There we go. Now the next one will be our t-shirt. Okay, set the price to 25 like this, and image will be which one? 3. Okay, scroll down. You're gonna set the image to 4. The price will be 300 because it's a men's suit. Okay, men's. Let's remove this thing and then write suit. There we go, done. Save the thing. Okay, now if you go back to the result screen, you're not gonna see any changes. Why is that? That's because you also have to define the thing by using a map function. Okay, let me show you how the map function actually works. So what you're gonna do first of all is, do you see this backtick here? Just select it up to this backtick here. Do you see this one here? Okay, up to this point. Now cut the thing. Okay, now what you're gonna do is you're gonna write here, 1 second. Do you see this thing, shop items data? Scroll down and you're gonna write it, shop items data here. Shop, there is it. Okay, shop items data like this. Now we're gonna use a map function. Look at this, dot map. Okay, here is it. Now guys, look at this. Inside this, we're gonna write bracket. Okay, now put your mouse inside this bracket. We're gonna make a ES6 arrow function. Look at this, brackets, okay, equal to angle bracket and then curly bracket. There we go, done. Now guys, we're gonna pass an argument here. Okay, you can write here anything you wish, no problem. Okay, but for this tutorial, I'm gonna make it very simple. I'm gonna write here X. So why did I write the X here? The main reason is that this is map function here. The map actually will target all the data one by one. Okay, so which means that how many items are here? Okay, tell me how many items are inside here? 4 items, 4 objects, which means that this map will run 4 times. Okay, but if you have 100 data inside here, which means that the map will run 100 times. Okay, and by writing this X, it means that we're targeting all the items one by one piece at a time. Let me show you, don't worry. Okay, so inside here we're gonna write another return statement. Look at this, return like this. Okay, now whatever you have cut, you just paste the thing like this. Okay, there we go, save the thing. Okay, now let's look at the result. Guys, look at this. There we go. Can you see this one here? But guys, 1 second, it looks odd. Okay, look at this one. Can you see this one? And can you see this one here? It looks odd. That's because, can you see this invisible comma here? I can already see it here. Can you see this comma? Yeah, it's coming. Okay, so we have to remove this comma. Only then we can see the specific result. In order to remove that comma, alright guys, come back to your main JS and then you're gonna scroll down. Okay, do you see this ending curly bracket before this one? Okay, do you see this one here? Just before this one, right? Dot join. Okay, bracket, then double quote. Okay, done. Save the thing. Let's look at the result. There we go. The comma are gone. But guys, look at this. The data did not get changed. Okay, but we want them to get changed automatically. How do we want the thing? We want the thing to get changed automatically. In order to do that, it's very simple, guys. Look at this. Do you remember the X that I wrote? You see, it means that we're targeting all of them one by one. So how many times the map will run? First of all, tell me how many data we have. We have 4 data. So the map will run one by one. The map will run 4 times and all of them will run one by one. So now look at this. Do you see this X here? Let's just come here and this is casual shirt. Remove the casual shirt like this. Okay, now you're gonna write here $, curly bracket, then you're gonna write here X dot. Why did I write the dot? Because it is actually an object. So what did I specify here? This is an object, right? That's why the X is object. Now look at this. Do you see this name here? Just copy the name. Okay, scroll down, and do you see this one here? Just paste the thing like this. There we go, done. Save the thing. Now let's look at the result. Okay, if you see this name, then you're gonna see that the tags got changed. Look at this. This is casual shirt, this is office shirt, this is t-shirt, this is men's suit. Okay, but the image didn't get changed. Look at this. We're gonna do the same thing for the price. Look at this. It's very simple. Look at this. Remove the 45, but don't remove this $sign. Okay, hit a space. Now write $, curly bracket, X dot what was it, price, right? PRIE. If you are not sure about the spelling, if you're not sure about the spelling, just come here. Okay, copy the spelling, scroll down, paste the thing here like this, then save the thing. Okay, now let's look at the result. You see that price also got changed. You see that? Brilliant. Now guys, look at this. Can you see this? Every time you have to use the X, you gotta write X dot, X dot, X dot. That's annoying, right? So in order to prevent that, we're gonna use something called destructuring. Okay, it's very fun to use. Look at this. So look at this. How many things do we have inside the object? We have image, we have name, price, description, image. Okay, so now in order to use all of them, look at this. I'm gonna destructure the thing. Okay, so come here, and then you're gonna write here let. Okay, or not here, sorry guys, my bad. It should be actually inside here. This is map here, it should be inside the map. Okay, so you're gonna write here let curly bracket equal to X. Okay, now do you see these things here? Just copy them one by one. Okay, copy them, put it here, and then you're gonna hit comma. All right, now let's get the name, paste the thing here, get the price, and also make sure to put a comma, paste the thing. Okay, then lastly we have the description and the image. So comma DSC comma IMG, save the thing. There we go. Now guys, you don't have to write the X dot anymore. Okay, so let's remove the thing like this. Okay, let's remove the thing from here as well. There we go. Let's look at the result. So we got the exact same result, okay, by writing this line of code and also doing these changes. By the way guys, why do we write X dot, X dot, X dot? Here's a question. You might have a question, right? So what is this? This is an object, right? So in order to access the object, we write it like this. Look, ABC dot, sorry, what was the name of the thing? Shop items data, right? So let's copy the thing. So let's assume the thing is an object. Okay, if you want to access the price, you just write the object name, and then you have to write the dot price like this. Okay, that's why guys we had to write the X dot name, because the thing is an object. Okay, because we specified the thing here as an object. Okay, I really hope that you understood up to this point and everything. Okay, now guys, I'm gonna remove the thing and then I'm gonna save it. Okay, now guys, do you see this? Where's the image? Here's the image, right? Copy the thing, remove it from here. Okay, source equal to $sign curly bracket, paste the thing, done. Save it. Let's look at the result. There we go. Can you see that? Now we have different images. It looks just like our finalized project. Can you see that? Brilliant guys. Next up, do you see this description here? Yeah, we're gonna change the description. In order to do that, we're gonna come back here and we're gonna remove this one. Okay, next up, write $sign curly bracket, curly bracket, and then you're gonna write here description, DESC. Done. Let's look at the result. There we go guys. Okay, we are successful up to this point and everything. Okay, alright guys, if you notice carefully, then you can see that we use the image, description, price, and the name, but we didn't use the ID. Okay, we're gonna use the ID inside the parent. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna write here ID. So we're gonna write here ID, okay, equal to, we're gonna write here product, okay, minus ID minus $sign curly bracket ID. Save the thing. Now let's look at the result. Okay, so you're gonna come here and then you're gonna right click, inspect. Okay, now you're gonna go to your elements and then open the shop. Here's the shop. Okay, now do you see this? How many cards do you have? 4. 1 2 3 4. Now you can notice that all of these cards got itself an ID, which is actually unique. Can you see this one here? This is a unique ID, unique ID, unique ID, etc. I really hope that you understood up to this point and everything. Okay, at the same time guys, let's come back here and you just copy the ID from here, scroll down. Do you see this quantity here? Yeah, we're gonna put a ID here as well. Look at this, ID equal to $sign curly bracket, paste the thing. Okay, the main reason for putting this thing here is that guys, do you see this 0 here? Yeah, every time we increment the thing, we're gonna target the ID and then we're gonna increment the number. At the same time, every time you decrement the thing, we're gonna target this one and then we're gonna decrement the thing. Don't worry guys, we're gonna make this function right now so that you can have a practical feel of how the thing actually works. Okay, alright guys, so far so good. Now we're gonna make two functions, the increment and the decrement function. My main objective is that every time you click on the plus, the number will increase. Okay, at the same time, every time you click on this one, the decrement, the number will change as well. So we're gonna make two functions. This will be increment, this will be decrement. Okay, and do you see this one here? We're gonna make another function which will be called update, which has only one function to update the number. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so let's come back to our alright guys, let's go back to our VS Code inside the main.js. Okay, do you see this data here? It's huge, right? We can fold this. How do you fold this? Just come here, click on the chevron. Okay, done. Now it's more manageable. Okay, now below this function, what we're gonna write is two functions. Okay, we're gonna make two functions, increment, decrement. Okay, another function that we're gonna make is called update. Look at this, follow along with me. Let it's gonna be ES6 arrow function. Okay, increment, okay, equal to this one arrow function here, like this. There we go, done. Now this is responsible for increasing the number. Where is it? This one. Okay, and we're gonna make another function which will be called decrement. Okay, copy paste, decrement. There we go. Okay, another one will be called update, something like this. Look, there we go, done. Okay, now let me explain again. The increment is responsible for increasing the number, decrement is responsible for decreasing the number, and the update is responsible for updating this number here. Okay, so far so good guys. So guys, I really hope that you understood why I wrote three functions. Okay, let's go back to our functions. Alright, now guys, do you see this icon here? Yeah, and do you see this icon here? So you're gonna come here and then you're gonna write on click. Okay, everything will be in small letter. Okay, on click, on CLICK. Okay, equal to double quote. Okay, now look at this. This is the minus, right? Every time you hit the minus, which one should trigger? This decrement should trigger, right? Just copy the thing, and then come back here and then paste the thing like this. Okay, now bracket. There we go, done. At the same time, do you see this increment here? You can write here on click. Okay, on click equal to double quote. Okay, now scroll down and do you see this increment here? Copy the thing, scroll up, and now put it here like this, bracket. Done. Now how do you test whether the thing actually works or not? Let me show you. Just come over here and then you're gonna write here console, .log. Okay, you're gonna write here increment. There we go. And now let's come back here and then write console log, okay, .log decrement. Okay, decrement. There we go. Now let's test the thing. Okay, let's come back to here on the result screen, and then we're gonna hit right click inspect. Okay, now let's come to your console and now let's click on the plus like this. There we go. Can you see this one here? It's now increment. Okay, now let's click on the minus, that's decrement. There we go. Okay, so all the buttons are working. Let's test all of them. Okay, there we go. Okay, decrement, increment, so it's working perfectly fine. Okay guys, here's the question: how do you exactly know that which card you're selecting? Okay, I can say that, hey, this is the formal shirt one, I'm selecting this one. You can visually see that, but JavaScript doesn't have any eyes. How will it know that you're selecting exactly this one? Right, here's the question. So how do you exactly solve that? It is very simple. Look at this. Just come over here, and do you remember this ID here? Yeah, this is unique. What is this? This is unique. Using this ID, JavaScript can pinpoint which shop item you're specifically selecting. Okay, that's why I wrote here ID and I gave it unique ID for all the things, so that JavaScript can identify which item we are selecting. Okay, now in order to do the same thing here, look at this. Do you see this increment and decrement? We're gonna pass an argument here. How do you pass argument? Look at this. You're gonna write here $ curly bracket ID. Okay, in the same way, you just come here, write $ curly bracket ID. Done. Okay, now listen guys, scroll down here and instead of the increment you write here ID. Okay, save the thing. Let's test. Let's come back here, F12. Okay, open the dev tools and click on the plus. Now guys, you're gonna see a error, ID is not defined. That's because every time you pass argument inside here, you also have to define that inside here as well, something like this. Look, this is our argument. Okay, save the thing. Now let's look at the result. Okay, now it's gonna work. There we go. Okay, click on the plus. It's working perfectly fine. Now can you see this one here? What did it give us? It returned us the quantity which is actually 0. And now guys, look at this. Do you see this ID here? Yeah, it is unique. Let's click something else like this. There we go. You see, this ID is unique. Using this ID, we're gonna tell JavaScript that, hey, we are selecting this card here, just decrement the number here or increment the number here, only here, don't touch other cards. You got my point? Okay guys, we want only the ID, nothing else. So in order to do that, just come back here and now let's write a variable. Okay, let selected item. Okay, selected item. Okay, and then you're gonna pass the ID here like this. There we go. Now copy the thing, put it here. Okay, save the thing. Let's look at the result. Okay, so guys, now let's look at the result. If you click on here, then you're not gonna see any changes. So in order to see the changes, look at this. Let's come back here and on the selected item, just write here dot id. Okay, dot id. Save the thing. Now if you come back here, if you select on the plus like this, there we go. You're gonna see the unique, only the unique ID. Click on here. This is the unique ID. Okay, click here, unique ID. Click here, unique ID. Done. In the same way, guys, let's come back here. Yeah, we're gonna pass the ID here. Okay, we're gonna do the exact same thing. Just copy both of these two lines. Yeah, and then paste it here like this. There we go. Done. Save the thing. Now look at this. Every time, whatever you click, whether it be the plus or the minus, it's gonna specifically pinpoint to the JavaScript that which item you're exactly selecting. Okay, so far so good, guys. Now listen, the next thing that we're gonna build is we're gonna make a small basket. Okay, look at this. I'm gonna come here and then I'm gonna write here let, okay, basket, okay, equal to is gonna be a array like this. Now what's the reason for making the basket? The main reason for making the basket is that, one second, let me just fold this code, okay, like this. The main reason for writing the basket here is that every time you select any card, okay, what it's gonna do is gonna store the data inside our basket to tell specifically which items did we select it. Okay, you got my point? Now let me show you an example. Let's say that we have selected this card. Okay, so if you select on the plus, what will happen is that, look at this, here a object will be generated. Okay, inside this object we're gonna have two items stored. Look at this, we're gonna write here id colon, this will have the unique ID, okay, and then comma, we're gonna have a item here where the number will be just 1, which means that we have this item inside our basket and the quantity is just 1 piece. Okay, every time you click on the plus, something like this, look, every time I click on the plus like this, so what will happen is this is 18, number 18, the number 18 will get added here. At the same time, so since you selected this thing, so this thing will be existing in your basket by storing the ID here. Let me show you a live demo. Look at this. First of all, I'm gonna remove the thing. Okay, I'm gonna keep it blank like this. Look at this, guys. Now I'm gonna scroll down here inside the increment. Okay, now guys, inside the increment, every time when the user clicks on the increment, this function will run, which means that, look at this, here I'm gonna write basket. Okay, basket dot push. So what will I push inside here? Look at this. Okay, bracket, curly bracket. We're gonna push two things. First of all, the ID. Okay, so do you see this ID here? Selected item dot ID. Copy the thing, put it here like this. Okay, now we're gonna put here comma. Now the next thing that we're gonna put is item. Okay, colon. Now we're gonna put here 1 like this. There we go. Save the thing. Now listen. Next thing that we're gonna do is, instead of console logging the ID, we're gonna console log the basket. Look at this, basket. Okay, save the thing, guys. Now cut the thing from here like this, Control X. Now put it after the push like this. Okay, save the thing. Let's come back here, guys. Open the console. 1 second. Let's come here and open the console. Okay, look at this. Every time you click on the plus, look at this, you're gonna have 1 item inside your basket. This is your basket, guys. Look at this. How many items do you have? You have just 1. Okay, now if you open up this one, you're gonna see that you can see that the ID got stored and then the item is 1 piece. Now guys, look at this. Every time you click on the plus, you can see the basket getting increased. If you open up this one, look at this, the same item gets added again and again and again. It doesn't make any sense, guys. Instead of doing this thing, what we're gonna do is we're gonna increase the item number here. If you click here 3 times, the item will get changed to 3. Okay, that's our approach, not this approach. Okay, this doesn't make any sense. It is just wasting our space here. Okay, in order to make the thing, look at this, let's just come back to the main JS. Okay guys, inside here we're gonna make a search function. The main objective of the search function is that it's gonna search whether the thing actually exists on the basket or not. Let me show you. So look at this one, guys. How many items can you see here? 1, 2, 3. We have 3 identical items. It doesn't make any sense, right? So the search function will search. Let's say that you selected this one. The search function will search whether this thing actually exists on the basket or not. If it exists, only the item will increase. The item will increase like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. But if it doesn't exist, then what will happen is that this is push here. It's gonna push a new object inside our basket, and then we can see the object. I really hope that you understood my point of view. Let's make the thing. Now look at this. You're gonna come here and then you're gonna make a let search. Then you're gonna write here equal to, you're gonna select the basket like this. Basket dot find. One second. So using this find, we're gonna search whether the object actually exists or not. Now inside here you're gonna write here bracket. Inside here you're gonna write ES6 arrow function, something like this. Guys, now look at this. We're gonna write here X. You can write here anything you wish, no problem, guys. So for this tutorial, I'm just gonna pass X as an argument. The main reason for passing this argument is that it's gonna check all the objects one by one. That's why I wrote this X. Now inside here, what I'm gonna do is I will do this ID here. This is unique. So I will just search for IDs, something like this. Look, you're gonna come here and then you're gonna write here x.id. You're gonna write here triple equal to sign. Next up, do you see this selected ID? Selected item dot ID. Copy the thing, put it here like this. So what do I mean by this? It is just searching for one thing, one and only thing. It is searching for the item that you selected, and then we're just making a quick search. Does the thing actually exist or not? Next up, guys, look at this. You're gonna make an if else statement. Look at this. If bracket, and then you're gonna write here search. If the search is undefined, look at this, triple equal to sign, and then you're gonna write here undefined like this. Guys, what do I mean by this? I mean by this is that if we don't find the thing that we're trying to search, only then we're gonna push the object inside the basket. So I'm gonna cut the thing and then put it inside here. Else, like what do I mean by else? If we find the thing, then we're gonna do this. Look, else curly bracket. You're gonna write here search. This is search here. Copy the search. Paste it here, and then you're gonna write here plus. Sorry guys, we also have to write the item dot item. Plus equal to, you're gonna write here 1. Done. Now guys, let's look at the result. Let's come back here and now look at this. If I select the plus, look at this. We're gonna see only one object. Bear with me, guys. Now guys, let's look at the logic. Look at this. If the thing doesn't exist, only then push the thing. If it already exists, just increase the quantity. So what will happen in our case? If I select on the plus like this, then what will happen? Tell me, guys. Only the item will increase because we already have the ID. So which function is responsible for searching for the thing? The search is responsible for finding the thing. Let's come back here and now let's click on the plus. Look at that. Let's open up this one. There we go, guys. We have the ID and the item increased. Let's increase it again like this. There we go. Let's open up this one. There we go. You see, item is now 3. Brilliant, guys. Now let's click on this one. Now guys, one second. How many object can you see inside this array? Only 1. Now guys, tell me, does this thing exist inside the basket? Yes or no? It's a no. So you're gonna click on this. You're gonna click on this. Now you can see that we have 2 objects inside here. This is the first one, this is the second one, and the item is only 1 piece. Let's increase the thing like this. Click on this one. There we go. The item now increased. So guys, I really hope that you understood how the logic actually works. In the same way, guys, we're gonna make the decrement function. Can you see this one here? We're gonna make the decrement function. So let's get started. So guys, the decrement function is more or less quite similar to the increment function. So follow along with me, guys. Just copy the entire thing like this. Like this. One second. Copy this and now come over here and delete this thing. Make it blank and then paste the thing here. All right, now guys, this is plus here. We're gonna put a minus like this. Look, Okay, done. Okay guys, after putting the minus here, let's look at the result. Okay, so you're gonna see the result immediately. Now look at this. I'm gonna select here 5 times. Okay, 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, now let's open up this one. You can see the item 5. Now let's decrement the thing like this. Look, 1 2 3. Now the item should be how much? 2. There we go. It's working perfectly fine, guys. Now look at this. I'm gonna select it more times. Look at this. I'm just gonna click on the thing. Okay, now look at the result. If I open up the very last one, look at this. Now the item is minus 10. It doesn't make any sense, right? So what we're gonna do is we have to stop this thing from going below 0. In order to do the thing, follow along with me, guys. Just come over here and do you see this if statement here? Yeah, instead of the undefined, we're gonna write here 0. Okay, now here is gonna be search.item, which means that, one second guys, one second, let me just undo the things. Okay, one second, where did I get the search.item? You might have a question, right? So we actually got it from here. Can you see this one here? ID, and then we have something called item. So the moment the thing hits 0, okay, bear with me guys, the moment the thing hits 0, we're gonna stop the process. So that's why I wrote search.item equal to 0. Look at this, search.item, yeah, instead of undefined it's gonna be 0, like this. There we go. And how do you stop the process? Look at this. Do you see these things here? Just remove the curly bracket like this. Okay, and now just write here return. It's gonna stop the process completely like this. Your code should look something like this. Now guys, let's test the result. Okay, let's come back here on the result screen and look at this. I'm gonna select this 1 2 3. Let's look at the result. There we go. The item is now 3. Let's decrement 1 2. Let's look at the result. There we go. The item is 1. The moment you click it again, look at this, it's gonna become 0, right? Which means that if you click it again here, look at this, even if you keep clicking the thing, look at this, it's not working. Even if I click it 100 times, it's not working. Why is that? That's because I completely stopped the process, okay, by writing this statement. The return statement means that just stop the thing, don't do anything. Okay, just like this. So guys, I really hope that you understood up to this point and everything. Okay, so you can just pick any card here, just click on the thing, and then it's incrementing like this. And if you want to decrement, just keep on decrementing. The moment it hits 0, look at this, the moment it hits 0, it's not gonna do anything anymore. But if you want to say, let's say, increment the thing, if you click on the plus, now it's gonna work. Look at that, click on the thing, now there we go. You see, now it's one piece. Okay, now guys, the next thing that we're gonna do is, do you remember the update function? Where's the update? Here's the update function. We're gonna define the update function right now so that it gives us 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 etc, just like the finalized project. You see this one, keep on clicking, you can see the result live. Okay, so let's do the same thing. In order to do the thing, let's come back to VS Code, scroll down, you see the update, we're gonna define the thing. So guys, first things first, when do you want the update function to run? We want the thing to run every time. One second, we want the thing to run every time we click on the plus or the minus. So let me just show you a sample. What do I mean by that? Okay, so come here and then we're gonna write a console log. Okay, console.log. okay, we're gonna write here the update function is running. Okay, now since I told you every time we click on the plus or the minus, we want the update to run. So do this. Okay, just copy the update. Now scroll up to your increment function first of all. Okay, do you see this one here, console log basket? Before this one, just paste the thing like this. Okay, update bracket, done. Now scroll down, do you see this decrement here? After the console log, paste the thing, bracket, done. Save the thing. Now look at the result, guys. Let's come back here, open the console. Okay, now every time you click on the plus, the update function is running, is working perfectly fine. Look at this, whatever you click, however you click, the thing works. Okay, alright guys, instead of printing console log, we want to print the numbers here. Okay, in order to do that, first of all, let's go back to our VS Code. Okay, and now first of all, let's define increment. Okay, inside the increment, do you remember the unique ID? Where's the unique ID? Here's the unique ID. Okay, just copy the unique ID, guys. Scroll down, do you see this update? Paste it here. Okay, selected item, then just pass the ID like this. Look, selected item dot ID. Okay, save the thing. Now let's come inside here and then just write an ID here like this. Okay, save the thing. Now instead of just doing the thing, remove this thing and then write ID. Okay, save the thing. Now initially let's look at the result. Okay, so instead of getting the update function is running, you're gonna see the unique ID. Can you see that? we're gonna get the unique ID. Okay, now guys, where will this unique ID lead us to? Let me show you. The unique ID has an attachment here. If you open the generate shop, can you see this unique ID here? Yeah, it has a direct attachment here, which means that we can use document.getElementById to replace this number directly. Look at this. I'm gonna fold this thing, scroll down to our update function. Do you see this one here? First of all, guys, we're gonna make a quick search. If and only if the item exists, only then the number will increase. Okay guys, we're back to our VS Code. Now look at this. We're gonna make a search function. Okay, let search, okay, equal to, look at this, basket, okay, dot find. Then you're gonna write here bracket, inside here you're gonna write ES6 error function. Okay, similar process. The way how it's a similar process, guys. The way how I made this search, I'm gonna do it in the exact same process. Okay, now do you see the way how I put the X here? I'm gonna put the X here as well. Okay, now what am I searching against? I'm searching against the ID. Look at this. I'm gonna write here x.id. Okay, I'm gonna try to match with this ID. If it matches, okay, then we're gonna get some result. Look at this. Okay, after writing this function, look at this, just copy the search, okay, and then you put it here like this. There we go. And this is basket here. Comment the basket. Okay, I mean the console log. Comment the console log here and comment the console log here as well. Now, oh sorry, not this one, my bad, it should be this one. Okay, comment the thing, save it. Let's look at the result. Okay guys, let's come back to the VS Code, and now every time you click on the plus, you're gonna see a object on the console. Okay, where is this coming from? Look at this. It is coming from the update function. Do you see the console log? It's coming from there. Okay, now if you click on incrementing the thing, can you see the item getting increased again and again and again, right? So we only want the number, we don't want the ID. Okay, so how do we only target the ID? In order to only target the ID, just come here and then write search.item. Done. Save it. Let's look at the result. Every time you click on the plus, look at this, only the number will increment. Okay, now we don't want this thing to be here, we want the thing to be inside the 0 here. How do you do it? Look at this. Just come back here and then you simply write document, okay, dot get element by ID. And do you remember this ID? Yeah, copy the thing and then put it here like this. Okay, then you can write here dot inner HTML equal to search dot item, which is actually this one. Do you see this number? I mean, do you see this console log? It is printing number 1 2 3 4 5 etc. Just copy the thing and put it here like this. Done, guys. Look at this. Let's come back here. Every time you click on the plus, look at this. Can you see the number? It's live. It's working perfectly fine. Look at this. Number is working. How many items are here? 8. How many items are here, here, and here? 0, 0, 0. Let's increment this one. There we go, guys. It's working perfectly fine. At the same time, guys, let's try to decrement the thing. If you click on here, look at this. It's not working. Okay, the decrement doesn't work, but the increment works. Okay, why is that? That's because we need to define the thing here as well. Do you see this update, which is actually on the decrement? It's not defined. We need to define it just like the way we defined it on the increment. It's very simple, guys. Just copy the thing, yeah, and then put it here and then put a dot here like this, dot ID. Save the thing. Let's look at the result. There we go. Okay, let's increment this one. 1 2 3 4 5 6. Let's decrement. There we go, guys. It's working perfectly fine. You see? There we go, guys. Brilliant. Okay, now what the next thing that I want is, guys, every time you increment the thing, okay, what will happen is, this is numbers here 3 8 and 7. So what will happen is we're gonna add all the numbers together and then we're gonna display it on here. So since currently is what, it is 0, so we're gonna add all the numbers and then we're gonna put it here just like this one. Look at this. Okay, so if we add all the numbers, it's gonna be 23. You see, if you decrement the thing, it's working here. If you increment the thing like this, look, it's working here as well. Let's make that function, guys. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna come back here, and do you see these unnecessary comments? You can delete it or you can just keep it, no problem. Okay, so at the very bottom you're gonna make a function. You're gonna name the function calculation. Look at this. Let calculation. This will be ES6 error function. Okay, something like this. There we go. So guys, what are we gonna do using this function? We're gonna add all the numbers. Do you see these numbers here? We're gonna add all the numbers and we're gonna display it where? We're gonna display it inside here. Okay, guys, here's the question.
when and how should the calculation function run. If you notice carefully, guys, so whatever you do, whether you do the plus or the minus, the update function runs every time, right? So I want the calculation function to run only when the update function gets triggered. Okay, so in order to do this thing, just copy the thing, okay, and then trigger the thing here like this. There we go, done. So listen, so what will happen, let me just show you a sample. Okay, so I'm gonna write here console log, okay, console.log, and then here we're gonna write here calculation function is running. Okay, now save the thing. Now listen, every time the update function gets triggered, the calculation function will get triggered as well. Something like this. Look, first of all, do this console log, remove it or make a comment. Okay, save the thing. Now guys, let's look at the result. Okay, let's come back here, open the console, right click, inspect. Okay, now every time you click on the plus, look, first of all, let's go to the console. Okay, every time you click on the plus or the minus, look at this. Can you see this one here? The number is getting updated 1, and then we're getting this calculation function is running. We're getting this comment from where? We're getting it from the calculation function, which is this one. Okay, which means that this thing is working perfectly fine. Okay, now guys, we need to select this thing. Do you see this 0? One second. Do you see this 0 here? We need to target the 0. So how do I target this? Look at this. Okay guys, let's go back to our index.html here and then open the navbar. So do you see this here? We have something called cart amount. Okay, it is a class. We want it to be an ID so that we can easily target that inside JavaScript. Just copy the same thing, yeah, and then you put here ID equal to double quote. Okay, now paste the thing. Done. Okay guys, now copy the thing again. Let's come back to our main.js. Okay, now inside the calculation, look at this. I'm gonna write here let cart icon equal to, we're gonna write document dot get element by ID bracket double quote paste. Done. So what we're doing is we're selecting our icon here, and then we're storing the selection inside a variable. So far so good, guys. Now instead of this one, look at this, what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna write here cart icon dot inner HTML equal to, I'm gonna write here 100 as an example, guys. Look at this. Okay, so now if I open up the results screen, look at this. How much is this one? It's just 0. Look at this. Every time I click on the plus, it's now 100. But if I click it again, it's not gonna work. Okay, how do I make it work? So look at this. I don't want it. This is called hard-coded value. I don't want this, guys. No, I don't want this. Look at this. I'm gonna come here and then I'm gonna write here console log. Okay, console.log. Okay, now inside here I'm gonna write basket. Okay, basket, basket. Save the thing. Let's go back here and open the console like this. Okay, now look at this. Let's select this one. Select this one. Okay, select these things and select this thing. Now if I open up this basket, look at this. How many things do I have here? I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4 items in my basket. Do you see the item, guys? Look at this. 2, 4, 3, 4. What do I want? I want to add all the numbers. Okay, so in order to add all the numbers, what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna select only the item. What I'm doing, I'm gonna target only the item. I don't need the ID. I'm gonna return only the item. How do I do this? Look at this, guys. Just come back here and we're gonna use the map function. Look at this. Basket, right? We're gonna write here dot map. Okay, bracket. We're gonna write here an ES6 arrow function like this. Now we're gonna pass an argument x, which means that it's gonna target all the objects one by one. How many objects do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 objects, right? The x will target all of them one by one, and it's gonna get only the item. Look at this. So in order to specify only the item, you just write here x.item. Okay, item. Done, guys. Save it. Now let's look at the result. 1 second. Click on here. Okay, click on here like this. Take this one, take this one. Now guys, can you see this? We're only getting the number, nothing else. Okay, we're getting only the number. Do you see this 3 here? The 3 is here. Do you see the 4? The 4 is here. Do you see this 5? The 5 is here and the 3 is here. Now guys, we're gonna use a reduce function to add all the numbers. Follow along with me, guys. Come back here, and now after this one, we're gonna write here dot reduce. Look at this. reduce, reduce. Okay, now write bracket. So you're gonna write here another ES6 arrow function like this. Look, huh? And now guys, you're gonna pass two arguments here. One will be x, another one will be called y. So why did I write x and y? The main reason for writing the x and y is that x and y, one of them is the previous number and the other one is the next number, which means that, one second, so how does the calculation work? Look at this. First of all, let's consider the 3 as x. Okay, so the 3, what it will do is gonna add the 3 with 4. So how much is 3 plus 4? It's gonna be 7. Okay, so this will be the previous number. What's the next number of the after 7? It's 3. So 7 plus 3, how much? 10. Okay, so what's the next number? Is 5. So 10 plus 5 is how much? 15. That's how this thing will run. Okay, I really hope you understood how the reduce function should actually work. Now look at this. We're gonna write here x plus y. Now optionally you're gonna put here comma and then 0. The 0 means it is a default number, which means that we want the calculation to start from 0. Okay, save the thing. Now guys, let's look at the result. Now let's come back here and then write 1 2 3 4 5. Can you see this 5 here? We have 5 items. Now let's come here and then we add 3 items. 1 2 3 3. There we go. Can you see this 8 here? 5 plus 3, how much? 8. The calculation is working perfectly fine. Let's add more things. There we go. Let's decrease something. There we go. It's working perfectly fine, guys. But guys, we don't want the thing to be on the console. We want it to be here, just like our finalized project. Okay, in order to put the number here, very simple guys. Come back here, do this cart icon here, yeah, copy the thing, come back here, paste the thing. Okay, then you're gonna write here dot inner HTML equal to, do you see this console here? Yeah, cut the thing. Okay, put it here and remove the console from here like this. There we go guys, done. Save it. Let's look at the result. Let's close this one. Now let's increase the thing. Okay, there we go. You see 7 items here, 7 items here. Let's increase it to 3 like this, 10 items here. Let's try to decrement the thing like this. Look at this. There we go. You see it's working perfectly fine guys. Okay, so we are successful up to this point and everything. But guys, here's the thing. Do you see this number? It's 7, it's 1 and 1, it's 9. The moment you refresh the thing, all data are gone. Can you see that? But if you look at the final project, look at this. Even if you refresh the page, it's not going away. Okay, do you see this one here? I'm refreshing the thing again and again and again. It's not going away. How is this possible? I am using something called local storage. If we use local storage, then we can save this data. Look at this. If I hit F12 and if I go to this here, there's something called application. Okay, now one second guys, let me zoom in. Do you see this local storage? There's something called storage. Okay, this is the built-in storage of your Chrome, of your web browser. If you come over to the storage, on the local storage, you click on this one and now look at this. All the data got stored inside here. Okay, even if you refresh, nothing will happen. Look at this. Can you see this one here? 0. ID is this one. The item is 5. So let's find that one, which is actually this one. Can you see this one here? The how many items are here? There are 5 items. Now if you make a minus, look at this. Can you see that the number is changing here? If you increment a thing, look at this. The item is getting updated at the same time it is getting saved here as well. However you like, you refresh the thing, it's still there. It will never go away because the thing is getting saved in the local storage. So guys, we're gonna implement the same functionalities in our project right now. So let's get started. Okay guys, after refreshing it, you can see a fresh instance of this app. Okay, every time you click on the plus like this, okay, look at this. Now what do I exactly want to save in the local storage? Look at this. Okay, we have a lot of data here, right? I want to push the basket inside the local storage, okay, so that the browser remembers which item I picked up, just like this one. You see, so do you see these things here? Yeah, these things are actually where inside the basket. Okay, when I use the local storage, the basket got saved inside there. We're gonna use the exact same principle right now. Okay, so when do we want to trigger the local storage? Listen, every time you click on the plus or the minus, we're gonna trigger the local storage, something like this. Look, let's come back here. Yeah, now scroll down, give me a second. Where's the increment? So guys, you're gonna come here on the increment function. Okay, here before the update, you're gonna write here local storage. Look at this, local storage dot. If you hit dot, then you're gonna see a lot of functions here. You see, get item, set item, remove item, clear. Okay, we're gonna use set item. it is used to set the item inside the local storage. I mean setting data inside the local storage, and the get item is used to get data from the local storage. Okay, and the clear is used to delete everything. Now look at this. Now look at this. Inside the set item, we're gonna have two things. Look at this. First of all, we're gonna have a double quote. Now inside here you can give any name you wish, no problem, but let's keep it simple. Okay, I'm gonna name it data. Okay, so this is actually the name that gets saved in your local storage. Let me show you. So if you look at the finalized project, let's F12 and then go to the application. Do you see this key here, the data? That's because I gave it a name of data. That's the key. If you write, let's say, your own name, let's say that I'm gonna write here Joy. Okay, if I do that, what will happen is that the key will get named Joy, and then all the values will get saved here. Okay, so guys, I really hope that you understood why I wrote the name here. Okay, this is the key. So I'm just gonna keep it simple. I'm gonna write here data like this. There we go. Now you're gonna put a comma here, and then you're gonna pass the basket like this. Okay, basket, basket. Save the thing. Let's look at the result, guys. Come back here, and then this is our project. Okay, F12 to open the dev tools, and now go to the application. If you can't find it, just click on here, and then you're gonna find something called application. Okay, now next up we're gonna come to the storage. On the local storage, open up this one. Okay, like this. There you go. Can you see this one here, guys? The data is the key. Okay, if you change the name, just do it like this. Look, you just change the name here. Okay, that is the key, and this is the object that is getting stored. Okay, look at this. The data is here, I mean the key is here, and the value is here. Now if you click on this one, then you can see all the details here. Currently there are no properties. Now look at this. If you click on the plus, look at this, guys. What is getting stored? Something is getting stored here. We can't read it. So guys, if you want to read the thing, what's exactly written here, just like this one, just like this one. So what you're gonna do, guys, look at this. Follow along with me. There's something called json.stringify. Okay, just cut the thing. Okay, cut it. You're gonna write here json.stringify. Okay, now bracket, paste the thing like this. There you go. Save the thing. Now let's look at the result. Let's come here and now refresh the thing. Okay, so now let's click on here and then delete the thing. Okay, now click on the plus like this. There we go. Okay, we got something here. Just click on this one. There we go. You see the data got saved here. Now look at this. We have the 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. So you have 10 here. The 10 is here as well. Let's try to decrease the thing. If you decrease the thing, you can see the value is not getting updated. Why is that? That's because, guys, the local storage exists only on the increment, not on the decrement. To do that, just copy the thing. Yeah, come here and put it before the update. Okay, put it here like this. There we go. Done. Save the thing. Let's go back and now look at this. The local storage right now is how much? It's 10, right? Let's try to decrement the thing. Okay, guys, now let's test the result. Okay, first of all, you're gonna delete the thing. Okay, like this. Now let's try to increment the thing. There we go. You see, you got a data. Click on this one and then you're gonna find this. Okay, now let's try to increment the value. Look at this. Click, 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 and then you can see that the item gets incremented. Do you want to decrement a thing? Sure, why not? Let's decrement a thing like this. There we go. It is working perfectly fine. You see, let's add something like this. Let's add something like this as well. Okay, if you click on here, then you can see all the details here. Okay, guys, we're successful up to this point and everything. Now, guys, the moment you, one second, look at this. Do you see this 3 here and the 8 here? The moment you refresh, everything goes away. But still, hey guys, look at this. The data is still saved here. So our main task right now is we have to retrieve the data from the local storage into our application. Okay, in order to do that, it's very simple. Just come over here. So guys, in order to retrieve the data, so what are we doing here? We're just setting the item inside the local storage. Now we're gonna retrieve the data. In order to retrieve the data, just come to the very top. Okay, do you see this basket here? Yeah, we're gonna remove the thing. Now in order to get the thing from the local storage, you have to write json.parse. Okay, json.parse like this. Now you're gonna write here bracket. Now inside the bracket, you're gonna write here local storage. Okay, local storage dot get item. Previously it was set item, now it is get item. Now guys, you're gonna write here a bracket. Now guys, you tell me what was the name of the key that you gave. The name of the key is data, right? You're gonna get the data here like this. Look, you're gonna write here double quote. Okay, you're gonna write here data. Now the data will get retrieved, and then guys, we're gonna write an or statement here. Okay, or and then we're gonna write here a empty array like this. So why did I write this? What's the reason for this? Okay, look at this, guys. So we have data inside our local storage. What do we have? We already have the data. But what if we don't have any data? What if we don't have any data? Then it's gonna be error, which means that it's gonna break our application. In order to stop preventing from happening that, what we have to write is we're gonna give a or statement, and then we're gonna give here an empty array, which was previously inside here. Do you remember how it was like? It was let basket equal to empty array. Okay, so if we have local data, it's gonna retrieve that. If we don't have it, then it's gonna be only an empty array. So I really hope that you understood up to this point and everything. Okay, let's save the thing. Now guys, let's come back to the results screen and look at this. It is 0 here and it is 4 on the local storage, right? In the moment you hit only one time, it's gonna be 5 right now. Okay, this is the 5 here and this is the 5 here. Now look at this. If you refresh it again, it's gonna start from 0. If you click here one time, it's gonna be 6. This is the behavior that we don't want. Okay, in order to prevent that and in order to update all the things all together, what you're gonna do is you're gonna go to your template. Do you remember the template? Where is the template? Here's the template. Okay, just open up this one. Now look at this, guys. Below this one, we're gonna make a quick search. Okay, we're gonna write here let search. Okay, let me actually explain why did I write this search and why I'm making a search function here. Okay, so after saving the thing, let's go look at the result screen. Okay, look at this. So what do I want? Look at this. How many objects are actually inside here? 2 objects. Okay, the first one is 6 and the second one is actually 3, and the other ones are actually 0. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna search specifically for the ID and the item. If the ID already exists on the local storage, just get the 6 and put the 6 here. If it doesn't exist, then do nothing. Okay, that's why I wrote a search function here. Okay, now let's define the thing. Okay, so you're gonna write here equal to, then you're gonna write here basket. Okay, basket dot find bracket, and then you're gonna write here an arrow function. You're gonna pass here x. Okay, look at this, x dot id. So what we're matching against? We're matching against the id. So you're gonna write triple equal to sign, and then do you remember this id here? Yeah, just pass the id here. So it's gonna check for all the id one by one. Okay guys, now we can write an or statement here. Look at this, or an empty array. So what do I mean by that? I mean by that is that if we can find something, then store it here. Okay, if we don't find anything, just return an empty array. Okay, so far so good, guys. All right guys, copy this search, scroll down, and do you see the 0 here? Remove the 0, and then you're gonna write here a $ curly bracket. Okay, put the search here. Okay, so what do I want to search? Tell me. I want to search for the item only. I don't want the ID. So what I'm gonna do, look at this. Let me just go back there, and now I'm gonna write here search dot item. Okay, like this. Okay, if the search dot item is equal to undefined, which means that if we don't find it, then we're gonna only return 0. But if we find it, then we're gonna return search dot item, something like this. There we go, done. Save the thing. Let's look at the result. Okay, so this is the result. Look at this, automatically we got the 6 and the 3. Even if you refresh the thing, look at this, it still works. Can you see that 6 is here, 3 is here? Let's put here 5. 1 2 3 4 5, something like this. Refresh the thing. There we go, this 5 is still already there, but nothing is, and now nothing is getting deleted. This is the result that we exactly want. And now guys, look at this, even if we refresh the page, nothing goes away. You just increment the thing like this, and then you decrement the thing like this. There we go, nothing is going away. The only problem is with this one. Look at this, how much is this? 12, right? Refresh the thing like this, it goes away to 0. But if you increase the thing, look at this, 3, right? Increase it like this, now it's going to be 13. You see, that's the only issue that we have to fix. Very simple, guys. The solution is very simple. Come back to your main.js, scroll down, and then do you see this one here? Just copy this one and then invoke it one time like this. Done. So what do I mean by this? I mean by this is that every time the application loads, this will run. So which means that it's gonna do a quick calculation and then it's gonna print the data here. So look at this. Even if I refresh the page, look at this. The 13 still stays there. Let's try to increment the number. Look at this, 17. Let's try to decrement the thing like this, or perhaps let's increment even further. It's 24, right? Now refresh the page. There we go, done. So far so good, guys. We have successfully implemented the local storage feature into our application.
Alright guys, before moving forward, we have some problem in our code which we need to fix. For an example, look at this. If I put my mouse over here, the cursor doesn't change to pointer compared to the finalized project. Look at this. If I put my mouse here, the cursor changes to pointer, okay? In order to solve that issue, just come back to your style CSS at the very top, okay? Below the body, you're gonna write here I. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm targeting all the icon HTML elements, okay? And then I'm setting the property to curve point, okay? Curve point tab, cursor pointer. Save the thing. Now let's look at the result, okay? So every time you put your mouse here, the cursor changes to pointer. Brilliant. Okay guys, the next problem is actually with the minus button, okay? So the problem is the minus button shows an error on the console every time the local storage is blank. Let me show you what I mean by that, okay? So guys, you're gonna right click, you're gonna hit inspect, okay? Come over to your local application local storage like this. Now do this guys, click on here, delete the entire thing. So now refresh the page, go back to the console and now click on the minus. Can you see that guys? We're having an error. So guys, why is this happening? Let me show you. So you're gonna go to your main.js on the decrement function, okay? The error is actually coming from here. Why is the error coming? Let me tell you. Since guys, the local storage is blank, which means that the basket is also blank. If the basket is blank, you cannot find anything, which means that eventually the search will be undefined. And in order to handle the undefined, we don't have any if-else statement, right? So that's why the error is coming. In order to stop the error, you're gonna write another if statement here, okay? Then you're gonna write here search equal to undefined, okay? Then you're gonna just return the thing. So what do I mean by this line? I mean by this line is that every time when the search is undefined, then do nothing, okay? Now this line will stop the process. And guys, do you see the second line? You just write here else if, okay? Something like this. Else if, and then save the thing. Done. Now let's look at the error, okay? So first of all, make sure that your local storage is blank, okay? Now let's go back to the console. Now click on the minus. There we go guys. There is no error right now. Brilliant. Now guys, let's move on to the third problem. So in order to demonstrate the third problem, first of all, add something on your cart, okay? Add something like this, okay? There we go. Now guys, do this. Go to your inspect and then go back to your local storage like this, okay? Now what is this actually? Tell me what is this? This is our basket, okay? So it's gonna show us which products we selected along with the specific quantity that we selected, okay? This is what? This is the quantity, okay? So as an example, let's say that I don't want anything from here. I don't want this shirt, 0 quantity. Let's make it 0 like this. So I made it 0, which means that I removed the thing from my basket. Even though you can see a 0, you can see some data here that is getting stored, okay? So guys, there is no point in keeping something on the basket which has a quantity of 0. It doesn't make any sense. So we need to remove this line, okay? Which line? We have to remove this 0. So guys, in order to do that, just come back to your VS Code on the decrement function, okay? Guys, come back to the main.js on the decrement function, okay? Follow along with me guys. Look at this, what I'm doing. I'm gonna write here basket, okay? Equal to, I'm gonna write the basket again, and then I'm gonna use the filter function. Look at this. I'm gonna write here dot filter, okay? Something like this. Now you're gonna write here bracket. Inside here, you're gonna write an ES6 arrow function like this, okay? And inside the argument, you can pass anything you wish, no problem. But for this tutorial, let's make it simple. I'm gonna pass here X, okay? Now, what are we filtering against? Look at this. We are filtering against the item, right? So now we're gonna select the x.item like this. Don't worry guys, I'm gonna explain this. First of all, let's write the entire statement, okay? So x.item, okay, not equal to 0. Okay guys, now let me explain the meaning of this statement. Do you see this basket here? What is this and what does it actually carry? Let's keep it side by side with our local storage and VS Code, okay? The basket on the local storage is actually an array, okay? Inside this array, it carries all the products that we selected from the store, right? And next up, we have applied a filter function here. So what do I mean by this X of the filter function? Do you see this here? We have how many objects here? We have 4 objects. 1, 2, 3, 4. So through the X of the filter function, I mean that target all of these objects one by one, okay? Next up, what we're checking is against the item. So look at this individual object here. How many things can you see here? we have two things, ID and the item. We don't need the ID, we only need to check the item. Okay, so that's why I have written this x.item. And what do I mean this entire line? X.item is not equal to 0. Through this I mean that we're gonna select all the objects which doesn't have a 0 on the item. So guys, you tell me, how many objects do we have on which the item is 0? Only one object which has an item of 0, which means that this filter will remove this object and then it's going to return the other things. So guys, once the filter function returns the filter data, what we're doing next is that we're setting the data back to the basket. So guys, do you see this line here? We're going to cut the thing and then we're going to put it at the bottom like this. Okay, so why did I do such a thing? That's because, do you know the mechanics of JavaScript? JavaScript runs from the top to the bottom like this. Okay, now guys, let's analyze our code. What are we doing using these lines? Using these lines, we're manipulating, we're editing data of our basket which carries all the products that we selected. And what are we doing with the local storage set item? Using this line, what we're doing is we're saving those data of the basket inside the local storage. So the main reason for putting these things at the top and this one at the bottom is that we want JavaScript to run these lines of code first of all, so that we can have the necessary edits and changes on the data of our basket. So once that's done, what we want JavaScript to do next is that we want it to save all the data, save all the edited, updated data back to the local storage like this. So if I cut the thing from here and then if I put it at the top like this, then guys, it doesn't make any sense. What does it mean? So JavaScript, what it will do is, whatever basket data you have, JavaScript will just save the thing first of all, and then it's gonna do all the edits, which means that guys, you cannot see the updates on the local storage. That's why guys, we have put the local storage at the bottom like this. Okay, so guys, I really hope that you understood why I wrote this at the bottom. In the same way, you're gonna open the increment function here, and then do you see this local storage here? You just cut the thing from here like this and then put it at the bottom like this. Okay, save the thing. There we go, done. Now guys, let's inspect our code. Okay, let's just fold it first of all. Now guys, save the thing, inspect the code. Okay, so now we have a 0 here, right? Let's refresh the thing, let's see whether it works or not. So first of all, let's delete the data. Okay, refresh the thing again, and then let's select something here like this. Okay, select something here, there we go. Then select on this one, you can see the data here. Alright guys, now let's test the result. Do you see this 4 here? It's actually here. Okay, every time you click on the plus, it works. Okay, if you click on the minus also works. So let's go and make it 0 like this. Okay, 3 2 1, it should be 0, right? It doesn't work, but instead it's giving us error. Why does it actually happen? That's because of the serial. Look at this guys, do you see this one here? That's because of the serial. So we want the update to run first and then we want this line to run. Okay, so since it is in the opposite direction, that's why we can't see the changes. So in order to fix that guys, just cut the thing from here, Ctrl X, put it here like this. Okay, there we go. Now guys, save the thing and then let's look at the result. Okay, now let's come here and then refresh the thing. Now how many things can you see here? Just one piece. Okay, click on here, done. Now it's 0. At the same time, it removed the object from our basket. Brilliant. Let's test it here. It's 3 2 1 0, gone. Can you see that? Let's test this one as well. 4 3 2 1 0. There we go guys, we're successful up to this point. Alright guys, so far so good. Now we're gonna make the cart page. Okay, so let's look at the finalized project. The cart page should look something like this. Can you see this? So let me give you a small demo. This will be the total bill. Okay, then we're gonna have two options, either the checkout option or the clear cart. So what this will do is gonna delete everything from here. Next up, do you see this little cards here? This represents all the items that we selected from the shop page. All right, and now look at this one. This is the unit price. Okay, the price of one single piece. This is the quantity and this is the total price, and this total price is actually calculated by multiplying this 45 by 2. So if you click on the plus, you can see that the price increased here. At the same time, the total bill increased here like this. Let's test again like this. Look at that. Okay,
You can also decrement the thing like this. There we go. Let's say that you don't want the thing, so you can just click on the crosshair like this, and it's gonna entirely remove the thing like this. There we go. Okay, something like this. Look at that. Now let's say that you don't want anything, you don't want to buy anything. You just click on the clear cart. It's gonna remove everything, and then it's gonna show you an option called cart is empty. Cart is empty. You can go back to the home, something like this. There we go. You see, now let's start building the cart page. Alright guys, in order to make the cart page, let's go back to our VS Code, okay? And on the folder structure, let me zoom in a little bit so that you can see it better. Here, we're going to create a new file. We're going to name it cart.html, okay? Cart.html, something like this, okay? Now guys, follow along with me. We're going to create a folder. We're going to name it source. So the main objective of creating this folder is that we're going to store all of our style sheet and JavaScript file inside here, okay? So that we can manage our folder structure in a neat and clean way. Okay, so guys, follow along with me. Okay, just drag the main.js here and the style CSS here like this. Okay, so since guys we changed the folder structure here, we have to go back to the index.html. okay, and do you see this links here, this one and this one here? We have to update this, otherwise we can see something like this. Can you see this one here? So in our project, no JavaScript and no style sheet got applied because we updated the folder structure here. So we have to make those updates here as well. So come here and then write source slash, save the thing, scroll down to your script here. You can write here source slash main.js, save the thing. Now let's look at the result. If everything goes well, you should see something like this. You see? Alright guys, perfect. Let's go back to our folder structure here. Do you see this index.html? For this page, we have this main.js file. And for the cart.html, we're going to have another file. We're going to name it cart.js, something like this. Okay. Now, guys, let's go back to our cart.html. Here, we're going to write some boilerplate code. Okay, something like this. Exclamatory sign, tab, done. Now, guys, we don't have to write anything from scratch. We just copy paste lines from the index.html. Okay. So come back to your index.html, scroll up. Do you see these 3 lines here? This is the bootstrap icons. This is the link for the style CSS, and this is the title tag. Okay, just copy the 3 lines, something like this. Okay, copy the thing. Let's go back to our cart HTML and then replace the thing with this. Okay, there we go, done. Now guys, here we're gonna write the script source control space. You're gonna go to your source and then you're gonna select the cart.js. Okay, save the thing, guys. Okay guys, this is the finished project. Can you see this navbar here? This is the cart page. If you go back to the home page, you can see the same navbar here, which means that we don't have to build anything from scratch. We can just copy paste the thing inside our cart page. But guys, look at this. Can you see this one here? If I click on here, it goes to the cart page. If I click on here, it goes back to the home page. This is the navigation, and in order to build that, we're going to use the anchor tags. So let's implement those things in our project. So guys, you're going to go to your index.html first. Okay, now in order to do the navigation part, you're going to hit here a tab. Okay, control space. It should lead us back to the home page. Okay, cut this h2 tag from here, and then we're going to paste it here like this. All right, now let's make another anchor tag which will lead us to the cart page. Okay, something like this. There we go. Now inside here, what you're going to do is this div here, just copy the entire thing. I mean, cut the entire thing, then paste it here. Okay, save the thing, guys. Now do this. You just close the navbar here like this, copy the entire thing, go back to the cart HTML. Now inside the body tag, paste the entire thing. Okay, then you can also fold it like this, save the thing. Okay, now guys, let's look at the result. Okay, if everything goes well, it should look something like this. Can you see this one here? It looks odd. It was previously white in color, but why is that? That's because the anchor tag actually have some default styles which we need to remove. So come back to our style CSS at the very top here. Okay, below the I tag, we're gonna write here a curly bracket. Okay, td tab, text decoration none, and then we're gonna set the color to white. Okay, something like this. There we go, guys. Now let's look at the result. So it should look something like this. Okay, now guys, look at this. We can navigate between the cart page like this. We can also go back to the home page. There we go, guys. So far so good, but guys, there's a little bit of problem. Can you see this number here? It's 15, 1-5. But if you go to the cart page like this, it's 0. Why is this actually happening? Let me tell you. The main reason is that, do you see this cart.js page? It's totally blank. It doesn't have any data. That's why we are seeing a 0 here. So guys, in order to fix that thing, what we're gonna do is we're gonna look at this, guys. Do you remember our local storage here? Let me show you. We have all the data saved here. What we're gonna do is we're gonna pull this data inside our cart.js. Okay, so guys, we don't have to write anything from scratch. Let's just go back to the main.js. Okay, now do you see this line here? Let basket equal to this one. So it is already doing the job of pulling data from the local storage. So what is this? This is trying to pull data from the local storage. If we don't have anything, only then it's gonna return us an empty array. Okay, so guys, let's just copy the thing, and now let's go back to the cart page, paste the thing. Done. Now in order to be sure whether the thing actually works or not, just console log the thing. Okay, console.log. Okay, we're gonna write here basket, something like this. Save the thing, guys. Now let's look at the result. Okay, so if you go to the console here, you should see data coming back from the local storage, something like this. But guys, the number 15 is not here. If we go back to the home page, the 15 is here, but actually not here. So in order to solve that issue, guys, do you remember that we created a function inside main.js? Its name was calculation. Do you remember this? So what's the job of this calculation? Tell me, guys. The main job of the calculation function is that, let's go back to our this is the cart page. Okay, so now let's open up this data. The main job of the calculation function is that, do you see items here? It got some number. Okay, so what the calculation function will do is that it's gonna add all the numbers, okay, and then it's gonna show it here. So guys, in order to solve this issue, let's go back to our main.js. Okay, here let's copy the entire calculation function along with this statement. Okay, just copy the thing. Let's go back to our cart.js and then paste the thing here. Now guys, we don't need this one anymore. Let's remove the thing, save the thing, guys. Now guys, let's look at the result. If everything goes well, then you can see 15 here. If you go back, you have the 15 here. Okay, let's select something else. Let's say that we're gonna select these things up to, let's say, 15. Okay, now you can see that previously it was 15, now it's 30. It's 30 right now. If you click on here, then you can see that the thing also got updated along with the home page. Next up, guys, go back to your VS Code on the main.js, and then you're gonna scroll to the very top. Do you see this variable here? This variable name is shop items data. What is this actually? This is an array which carries all the data of the products that are listed on the shop page. We can also create a separate file for this gigantic data. In order to do that, what you're gonna do is you're gonna first of all fold the thing. Okay, then cut the thing from here. Okay, now on the folder structure, look at this. Inside the source, click here. Then you're gonna create a new file. You're gonna name it data.js, something like this. Then you're gonna hit enter. The variable that you have cut, you're gonna paste it here like this. Okay, let me zoom out a little bit. I'm gonna scroll up. Do you see this one here? It got here. Save the thing, guys. Now if you look at the result screen, you can see that the entire thing broke down, something like this. You see, shop items data is not defined. So in order to include this data.js back into the main.js, do you know what you're gonna do? You're gonna go to your index.html, and do you see this line here? Before this one, you're gonna include it like this. Look, script source. Okay, one second, script source, control space. You're gonna go to your source, then you're gonna select data.js. Okay, save the thing. Now let's look at the result, guys. Now guys, look at that, we have no errors. So guys, I really hope that you understood how I broke down a big file into two different smaller files. Okay, in the same way, what you're gonna do is you're gonna go to your cart.html. Okay, and before this line, you're gonna include the same script, something like this. Look, script source, control space, go to your source, then you're gonna select data.js. Save the thing. Okay, alright guys, now we're gonna start writing the HTML markup inside our body tag. Okay, so below this navbar, we're gonna create a div with the ID label, something like this. Look, hashtag label. Okay, at the same time, it's gonna have a class name of text center dot text minus center tab. There we go. Our main objective is to target this inside JavaScript and to target this one inside style CSS. Okay, below this line, we're gonna create another div with a class name shopping cart. Look at this, dot shopping minus cart. Okay, at the same time, we're gonna give it an ID of the identical name, something like this. Look, hashtag shopping, okay, minus cart tab. There we go. We're gonna target this in JavaScript. This will be targeted inside style CSS. Now guys, you might ask me a question like, what's the main reason for creating this one and the main reason for creating this one? Let me show you guys. If we go back to the finalized project here, okay, let's go to the cart page. Now, do you see this component here, the total bill and the checkout clear cart? This component will be actually built inside here. And do you see this one here? Inside here, what we're gonna do is we're gonna build these cards here. So guys, I really hope that you understood why I created these two divs. Okay, we're not gonna write anything inside these two divs. We're gonna create these two components using JavaScript. So first of all, do this, guys. First of all, this is ID here. We're gonna select both of them inside the JavaScript. Okay, first of all, target the label. Okay, let's go back to our card.js, and at the top, what you're gonna do is you're gonna write here let label. Okay, since this is an ID, you're gonna write here document. Okay, document dot get element by ID. You're gonna write bracket, single quote or double quote, paste the thing. Okay, done. Next up, you're gonna write here let shopping cart. Okay, shopping cart equal to document dot get element by ID. Okay, bracket, single quote or double quote, like this. Let's go back to our cart HTML. Then you're gonna copy this one. This is ID here. Yeah, copy the thing. Let's go back here and paste the thing like this. There we go, done. Okay guys, so far so good. Now guys, do you see this one here? On the finalized project, we have all the cards here. Okay, we're gonna build this one first of all, and then we're gonna build this one later on. Okay, so in order to build all of these cards, we're gonna create a function. The function name will be generate cart items. Follow along with me, guys. Below the calculation, we're gonna write here let generate cart items. Okay, this is gonna be an ES6 arrow function, something like this. Okay, then we're gonna write curly bracket. Okay guys, listen to me carefully. Inside this function, we're gonna have two cases. The first case is when we will have data on the basket, and the second case is when we will have no data on the basket. Let me show you what do I mean by that. First of all, save the thing. Okay, let's go back to the finalized project. Okay, so look at this, guys. This is the first case when we have some data on the local storage. Let's say that we don't have any data. So if we have data on the local storage, then the thing will look something like this. But if we don't have any data on the local storage, then what will it look like? It will look something like this. Look, if I clear the cart, then it's gonna look like this. Okay, cart is empty, back to home. So in order to generate both of these two components together, we're gonna use the if else statement. Okay, in order to do that, let's come back to the card.js, and inside here we're gonna write an if else statement. Look at this, guys, follow along with me. So guys, we're gonna write an if else statement here. Okay, if bracket curly bracket. Okay, on the next line we're gonna write else curly bracket. Okay, so inside this bracket you're gonna write basket dot length, okay, is not equal to 0. Okay, so what do I mean by this if else statement? By this I mean that when the basket length is not equal to 0, you're gonna run this code, else you're gonna run this code. Okay, so let's test the result. Okay, so we're gonna write here console log. Okay, console.log. Okay, we're gonna write here basket is not empty. Okay, and now inside this else statement we're gonna write console log. Okay, console.log, we're gonna write here basket is totally empty. Okay, now after saving the result, just copy this thing, and then we're gonna invoke the function here. Okay, now bracket, save the thing. Let's look at the result. Okay, so this is the result screen here. You're gonna go to the cart HTML page. Okay, like this. Can you see this one here? It is written basket is not empty. But guys, let's go to the application local storage. Okay, let's clear the entire thing. Now let's refresh the thing, go back to the console. Okay, you can see that basket is totally empty. So guys, I really hope that you understood how this if else statement is working. Okay, so guys, let's remove the console from here like this. Okay, and before writing the if statement, let's finish the else statement first of all. Okay, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna scroll up. Do you see this shopping cart here? Yeah, what is it doing? It is targeting the ID from the HTML element. Okay, so copy the thing and then scroll down, paste the thing here, and then you're gonna write here dot inner HTML equal to backticks. Okay, we're gonna make it just blank like this. And on the next line, what you're gonna do is, do you remember this label here, which is also coming from the HTML element? Okay, just copy the thing, scroll down here. Okay, paste the thing like this, then you're gonna write here dot inner HTML equal to, what we're gonna write here is, look at this. First of all, you're gonna write backtick. Okay, then you're gonna write here h2 tab, and guys, here you're gonna write cart is empty. Okay, something like this, empty. And on the next one, you're gonna write here a tab. Okay, so what this will lead us to, this anchor tag will lead us to the index HTML, which is the home page. Okay, index dot html. Okay, so inside here what we're gonna write is we're gonna create a button. Look at this, button dot, we're gonna attach a home button class name. Okay, something like this. Then you're gonna hit tab. There we go. Now can you see this one here? It's written class name. Don't do it, guys, otherwise it's not gonna work. So it should only be a class, not class name. Now inside here we're gonna write back to home, something like this one, back to home. Done. Save the thing. Now let's look at the result, guys. Now guys, if we look at the result screen, it looks something like this. The cart is empty, and back to home page we're seeing this component here. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna put it on the exact center. In order to do that, come back to your style CSS here, okay, and at the very bottom, come to at the very bottom here like this, and we're gonna write first of all a comment. Okay, so we're gonna write a comment like this, okay, star exclamatory sign. Here we're gonna write style rules for label and some buttons. Okay, something like this. Save the thing. Now below this one we're gonna write text center. Do you remember this, guys? One second. On the cart HTML, do you see that we have a class of text center? Just copy this from here. Okay, come back here and paste it like this. Okay, dot paste curly bracket. Inside here you're gonna write TA tab, then center. Okay, then you're gonna write margin bottom 20 pixel. Okay, MB tab 20 pixel. Save the thing. Now let's look at the result, guys. The result should look something like this. And guys, the main reason for putting the margin bottom 20 pixel is that if you look at the finalized project here, then you can see this gap here. This gap is actually margin bottom of 20 pixel. You can't see it here. That's because we don't have those cards getting generated here. Okay, this is back to home button. We're gonna style it right now. So let's go back to our style CSS. Here we're gonna write home button. One second, guys. Let's first of all come back to the cart HTML. Okay, not here, sorry guys, cart.js. And this is class name here, home button. Copy the thing, come back to your style CSS, and then you're gonna write here dot paste. Okay, then you're gonna write here curly bracket. So you're gonna set the background color BGC tab. Remove this thing, and then you're gonna hit control space. Do you see this color here, 212529? Get this one. Okay, next up you're gonna write the color to be white. Okay, next up we're gonna remove the border. Okay, border none. Okay, then we're gonna apply some padding of 6 pixel to all sides. Okay, next up we're gonna write the border radius to 3 pixel. Okay, border radius 3 pixel. Okay guys, next up we also need a little bit of cursor pointer. Okay, curpoi tab. Save the thing. Let's look at the result. Okay, it looks something like this. But guys, can you see this cart is empty and the back to home button, there is no gap in between. Let's apply some gap. In order to apply those gap, just come here and then write empty 10 pixel tab. There we go, margin top 10 pixel. Save the thing. Let's look at the result. Can you see this one here? We have a little bit of gap here. So far so good, guys. Now let's test the thing. If you click on back to home, it should lead you back to the home page. Can you see that, guys? Perfect. Let's go back here like this. There we go. So guys, it's working perfectly fine. But here's the question actually. Why are we seeing this component? The main reason for seeing this component is, let me show you guys. So do you remember this function here on the cart.js? We have it, okay? Generate cart items. We have a if else statement here. So the if statement will run only when the local storage is not empty, and the else will run when the local storage is empty. Look at this, guys. We don't have anything on the basket. It's totally zero, right? Let's go back to the home page here. Let's select something. Okay, I have selected this thing here. So now the local storage is not empty. Our basket is not empty. If you go to the cart page now, look at this. This component is not rendering again. Why is that, guys? That's because now the else is not running. The if statement is actually running, but it is not defined. It's totally blank. That's why we can't see anything here. Let's go back to the home page here. Look at this. Now let's remove the thing like this. Okay, let's make it 0. Let's come back here. Look at this. We can again see the component. That's because this time the else is running. So now guys, let's actually define the if statement here. Okay, so guys, follow along with me. So on the if statement, we're gonna write a return here. So what is it gonna return? Look at this. We're gonna scroll to the very top. This is shopping cart here. Yeah, copy the thing, scroll down here, and then we're gonna paste the thing like this. Okay, now we're gonna write here dot inner HTML equal to, we're gonna target the basket. Do you remember the basket? Where is the basket? The basket is actually here. And what is this? This is an array which carries all of our selected products. Okay, inside the basket we're gonna make a map like this. Okay, then bracket, we're gonna write a ES6 arrow function like this. Next up, we're gonna write an X here. The main reason for writing the X is that, let me show you 1 second, guys. Let's go back to the home page here. Let's select something. Okay, let's select something like this. Let's go to our local storage here like this. Where is it? Let's come here, application, local storage. Okay guys, this is the local storage data. The main reason for writing this X is that it's gonna target all of these objects one by one. Okay guys, that's why I wrote this X here. Okay, you can write anything you wish, no problem. Okay, I'm just gonna keep here X. Now next up here, I'm gonna write a curly bracket. Okay, enter. Next up guys, let's return something again. Okay, we're gonna return here a template literal. So we're gonna write here backtick. Okay, now inside here we're gonna create a div with the class name cart item. Look at this, dot cart minus item. Okay, tab, and this is class name here, which should be only class, otherwise it's not gonna work. Okay, save the thing. Let's write something here. Okay, hello, like this. Save the thing. Let's look at the result. There we go. If we go back to the cart page, you can see some hello here. 1 second guys, can you see hello, hello, hello? Why is it repeating 4 times? Okay, you might have a question like, why is it repeating? If you recall, what did I tell you? The X, where is the X guys? This X will target all the data from the local storage one by one, and then it's gonna run this function here. Can you see this one here? It's gonna target all of them one by one, and then it's gonna target, and then it's gonna run this function. That's why we got the hello 4 times. But let's say that 1 second guys, how many data do we have here? 4. 1 2 3 4. Let's say that I'm gonna make something 0. Okay, I don't want anything here. If you go to the cart page right now, you can see 3 hello. Why is that? That's because we only have 3 items selected inside our basket. Now there's something strange here. This is little icon. 1 second guys, let me zoom in. Do you see this uncommon comma here? We don't need the comma. In order to remove that comma, just come back here, and do you see this here? You just come here, and then you can write dot join. Okay, bracket, single quote or double quote like this. Save the thing. Now guys, let's look at the result. Okay, you can see that the strange comma is gone. Brilliant. Let me just scroll out from here like this, and this is the thing that we don't want guys. We want it to look something like this. Okay, so in order to make the thing, we have to write nice code here. Okay, so let's get started. Let's remove the hello from here, and then we're gonna hit enter. Okay, inside here we're gonna first of all include the image. Do you remember the image guys? So I'm gonna write here img tab. Okay, the source of the image will actually come from the data.js. Can you see this one here? Data.js. Yeah, we have all the data here. Okay, so look at this guys. Did we include this on the cart HTML or not? Yes or no? Let's just check the thing. Okay, let's go to our cart HTML and look at this. Okay, so before the cart.js we have the data.js, which means that we can freely use this variable inside our cart.js. Let me show you. Copy the thing, come back to the cart.js. First of all, save the entire thing. Okay, now if you write here console log like this, look at this. I'm gonna write here a small console log. Okay, console.log bracket, paste the thing. Okay, shop items data, which is coming from where? Data.js. Okay, now look at this. I'm gonna save the entire thing. Let's go and look at the result. Okay, you're gonna hit F12, go to the console. You can see the data array 4, and it carries all the data of the products that are selected, that are listed on the shop page. Look at that. It got the description, it got the ID, image, name, price, etc. So far so good guys. Now guys, let's go back to our VS Code on the main.js. Okay, so not main.js, sorry, cart.js. Let's remove the thing from here, and now what we're gonna do is we're gonna come to our if statement here. Okay, now guys, look at this X. Can you see this X here? So what does it carry? What is this X? This X is actually a object. Look at this. Let me show you. So we're gonna write here console, okay, .log. We're gonna write here X. Save the thing. So what will happen is this X will run 4 times. Why is that? That's because guys, not 4 times, sorry, it's gonna run 3 times. That's because guys, look at the application local storage. How many things do we have on the basket? 3 things. Okay, that's why the X will run 3 times. Now look at the console. Can you see this one here? We got the ID and the item. Now guys, can you see this ID here? IOY something, IOY. Look at the first 3 letters, IOY. According to the ID, okay, according to this ID, let's search inside our data.js. Look at this. Let's come back here on the data.js, and where is the IOY? Here is it. Okay, can you see this one here? This is our IOY ID. Now look at this guys. What does this object carry? This object carries our image. It carries the price, and it also carries the name. So do you know what I'm gonna do guys? Using this ID, using this X ID, I'm gonna grab the data from the data.js, and then I'm gonna target this image. Do you see this image here? I'm gonna target this image, and then I'm gonna get it inside the source. Let me show you how I do the thing. So what I'm gonna do is, first of all, I'm gonna destructure the X. Okay, why do I destructure the X? That's because look at this. Do you see this one here? We have both the ID and the item. We don't need the item right now. We only need the item. Okay, so in order to just target the ID, we just destructure the thing like this. Look at this. Let curly bracket, okay, ID comma, then we're gonna write here which one, item, okay, equal to X. Done. Now we can freely use the ID which is coming from this X. Okay, next up guys, we're gonna make a search function. Look at this. Let search search equal to, so what are we searching from? We are actually searching from this variable. Can you see this variable here? Yeah, just copy the variable which is from the data.js. Okay, come back here, and then we're gonna put it here like this. Okay, so search equals shop items data, then we're gonna write here a find. Okay, dot find bracket. Okay, now inside here we're gonna make a ES6 arrow function, something like this. Okay, now you can write anything you wish, no problem, but let's make it simple guys. Let's write a Y here. Okay, you can write anything, no problem guys. Let's just write Y. Okay, now what are we searching against? What are we searching against? Let's see. So look at this ID here guys. Where is this coming from? This is actually coming from the basket. Okay, and where is this Y coming from? This is coming from the data.js. Okay, so what do I want? I want to match this ID with this ID, which means that whatever ID we have on the basket, we want to match that with the ID from our database, something like this. Let me show you. Okay, so we're gonna come here, and then we're gonna write here y.id is triple equal to ID. This ID is coming from here, which is from the basket, and this is coming from the database, which is from the data.js. Okay, and then what we're gonna write is, you're gonna write an or statement here, or you're gonna make it blank like this. So what do I mean by this? I mean by this is that if you find something, then return it, but if you can't find anything, then just return an empty array here like this. Okay, so far so good guys. Save the thing. Now guys, we can freely use the image from the database. Okay, how do I do it? Look at this. Come back to the cart.js, and do you see this one here? We're gonna come here, and then we're gonna remove the thing. We're gonna write a $ curly bracket search.img. Save the thing. Let's look at the result. Okay, the image is huge. Can you see that? But we got all the images. In order to make it smaller, let's come back here, and then we're gonna select a width here. Okay, width like this equal to, then we're gonna write here double quote 100 like this. Okay, save the thing. Let's look at the result. Okay, there we go. Our images got smaller. Can you see this one here? Okay, why do we have only 3 images here? The main reason for having 3 images is that look at your application local storage. How many things did you select from the basket? How many things do you have on the basket? These are the products that you selected from the shop page. You have only 3. That's why you have the 3. Which one is missing? The casual shirt is missing. Okay, let's go back to the home page. Here's the casual shirt. Okay, so if you select something from here, let's look at the result. You got now 4 images. Okay, if you go back here, let's say that you don't want t-shirts. Remove the t-shirt from here. Let's go back here. There we go. We don't have any casual shirts here. Okay, so far so good guys. Now we also need to apply some styles and get the data here so that it looks nice, just like this one. Okay, so in order to do those things, go back to your VS Code, and below the image we're going to create another div with a class name details. Look at this, dot details. Okay, tab, and use this class name here. I'm really sorry guys, you have to remove this one from here. It should be only class equal to details. Okay, now guys, inside these details we're gonna have 2 div and 1 h3 tag. Let me show you what I mean by that. Okay, so you're gonna write here dot title minus price minus x, something like this. Look, title, okay, minus price minus x tab. Also give an indent here like this. Okay, now let's go to the next line, and we're gonna create another div which will be named cart buttons like this. Look, dot cart minus button tab. On the next line you're gonna write a h3 tag. Okay, something like this. Now guys, what's the main reason for creating these 3 HTML elements? Let me show you guys. Do you see this title, price, and the X? Okay, so if I compare that with the finalized project, look at this. Do you see this one here? We have something called casual shirt. We have the price, and we have the cross sign. Okay, so using this div, do you see this div here? Yeah, using this div, we're gonna create these 3 things together. Okay, Next up, we have something called cart buttons. Can you see this one here? So using this one, we're going to create this. Do you see this button here along with the plus, minus, and the quantity here? Yeah. So guys, using this one, we're going to build up this component here. Okay. And do you see this price here? We're going to display that price inside the h3 tag. Okay. So I really hope, guys, that you understood why I wrote the thing. Okay guys, now let's put some gap in between them so that it looks nice and understandable. Now inside the first one, inside this first div, what we're gonna write here is, look at this, follow along with me guys. Let's give some indentation here like this. We're gonna have two things. First one is the h4 tag, okay, tab. Next up, we're gonna have an icon, which will be the cross sign. So in order to get the icon, just come over to your icons.getbootstrap.com, and here you just write here just a X. Now scroll to the very bottom. The X is actually here. Where is it? Here is it. Okay, X minus LG. Click on this one, then copy the link. Okay, let's go back to our cart.js. Okay, now paste the thing like this. Okay, save the thing. Now inside this h4, we're gonna write a p tag. Okay, first of all, let's give it some indentation like this. P tab. Now inside here, you're gonna write $, curly bracket, search dot name. So where is this name coming from? This name is actually coming from the data.js. This is name here, casual shirt, then we have office shirt, etc. Okay, I really hope that you understood how I'm doing this thing. Okay, save the thing. Now let's look at the result. Okay, if you look at the result, it will look something like this. Can you see this one here? You have the office shirt, and then we also have an X here. But don't worry guys, even though it looks bad, we're gonna use styles to make the thing look nice. Okay, just follow along with me what I'm doing. Let's go back. By the way guys, can you see this X here? We're gonna make it in red color. So let's do that right now. So do you see this? Where is it? Do you see this B minus X minus LG? Copy the thing. Now let's go back to your main where is it? Style CSS. So guys, you're gonna come back to your style CSS at the very bottom. Okay, here you're gonna write here dot paste. Okay, then curly bracket BGC, not BGC, sorry, it's gonna be color. We're gonna set it to red color. Okay, and then we can also optionally give some font weight. Okay, font weight, we can set it to bold. Okay, BOLD. Save the thing. Now guys, let's look at the result. Okay, now you can see that, you can notice that the X is actually red in color. Brilliant guys. Now let's go back to our VS Code after zooming out. Where is it? Here on the cart.js. Okay, below this p tag, you're gonna create another p tag which will display the price, okay, of the single quantity unit. Okay, so just right here $, space, $, curly bracket again. This $, will be the currency, and this one will be the variable. Okay, so here you're gonna write search dot price. Okay, this price is also coming from where? It is coming from the data.js, which is here. Can you see this one here? Yeah, let's go back here, and now let's look at the result. Okay, it should look something like this. Can you see this one here? We have the office shirt here, we have the price here, and then we have the delete button here as well. So far so good guys. Now we're gonna style it in a way that it looks nice. Okay, in order to make it nice, first of all, let's go back to our style CSS, not style CSS, sorry, cart HTML. And guys, do you remember this one here, shopping cart? Copy this thing, okay, like this. Now let's go back to our style CSS, and at the bottom here, let's create a comment first of all. Okay, comment like this. We're gonna write here exclamatory sign, and then we're gonna write here style, okay, rules for shopping cart. Paste the thing. Okay, done. Now here you're gonna write here dot paste, curly bracket. So guys, how did I actually do the finalized project? Okay, how did I do this? I actually use something called display grid. Okay, this is a single column. Okay, so that it is also responsive. Look at that. If I hit F12, look at this. If I go to the mobile screen, it is responsive like that. Okay, so how did I do the thing? I actually use a single column, and each of this card is 320 pixels in width. So guys, let's do the same thing with our project. Okay, so you're gonna come back to your style CSS. Here you're gonna write display grid, DG tab. On the next line, you're gonna write GTC tab. Okay, on the repeat, you're gonna write 1, comma. Why 1? Okay, the main reason for putting 1 is that we want only one column. Okay, that's why I have put here 1. Then you're gonna write here 320 pixel. Okay, by 320 pixel, I mean that the width should be the width of the column should be 320 pixel. Save the thing, guys. Now let's look at the result. Okay, we can't actually see any changes unless we set some border around all these cards. Okay, in order to set the border around these cards so that we can see it better, do follow along with me guys. Just copy the comment from here and put it here. Okay, so it is gonna be style rules for cart item. Where am I getting the cart item from? I'm actually getting the cart item from here. You see this one here? So just copy the thing from here, let's go back to our cart HTML. No, sorry, not here. Style CSS. Okay, come here and then you're gonna write here dot paste. Okay, curly bracket. You're gonna write here border. Okay, where's the border? Border 2px solid red, not red, sorry, black. Or you can also use that hashtag. You can also use this color here. Okay, save the thing. Now guys, let's look at the result. Okay, it will look something like this. Next up guys, we're gonna put this entire thing on the exact center. We're gonna have some gap in between them, and this pointed corner here, we're gonna make it rounded. Okay, in order to make those changes, just come back to your shopping cart first of all, and then we're gonna write here, one second guys, we're gonna write here JCC tab. Okay, justify content center. Okay, if you look at the result, it has come, it has moved to the exact center. Okay, next up guys, we're gonna give some gap in between these cards. Can you see this one here? We have no gaps. Okay, so we're gonna write here gap of 15 pixel. Okay, 15 pixels. Save the thing. Let's look at the result. Okay, there we go, we have some gap. Let's make this rounded, let's make this pointed corners rounded. Okay, in order to make that thing, just come back to your cart item here. Okay, then you're gonna write here border radius of 5 pixel. Okay, 5px. Save the thing. Let's look at the result. There we go, it looks something like this. Alright guys, now look at our image here and the content here. How does it look like? It looks like a column, but we don't want that. We want it to behave like a row like this. Okay, in order to solve the issue, do you know what we are gonna do? You're gonna target which one? Let's come back here. We're gonna target the cart HTML, and then we're gonna write here display flex. Look at this, df tab. Save the thing guys. Now look at the result. It looks like our finalized project here. You see, brilliant guys. But look at this guys, do you see this office shirt, $100 and the X? It is now behaving like a column. Can you see that? But we want it to behave like a row, something like this. Okay, in order to do that thing, what we're gonna do is we're gonna first of all go back to our main.js. Sorry, not main.js, cart.js. Okay, I just make some mistakes here. So guys, come back to your cart.js, and do you see this one here? This is the class name. By the way guys, can you see this one here? I made a small error. My apologies guys. It is not class name, it should be only class. Now let's fix this one as well. And every time you see something class name, remove the name. It should only be class, otherwise it's not gonna work. Okay, let's copy this thing guys. Title minus price minus X. Okay, after copying the thing, come back to your style CSS. By the way guys, can you see this one here? I mistakenly wrote two comments of the same name. So do you see shopping cart here? Yeah, it should match this one. And do you see this cart item here? It should match here. So let's actually remove this one and write style rules for cart minus item. Done guys. Now let's scroll to the very bottom here. We're gonna write dot paste. Okay, then we're gonna write here curly bracket. Okay, inside here we're gonna write display flex tab. Save the thing. Now guys, let's look at the result. It should look something like this. But guys, can you see this one here? This X and these things are not aligned on the exact center. Okay, so in order to solve this issue, look at this. I'm just gonna come back to my VS Code. Let me just keep it here like this. Okay, you keep your eyes here. Okay, and then I'm gonna write the code here. Look at this. I'm gonna use AIC tab. The moment I hit the save, look at this, they are now aligned on the exact center, right? And next up guys, do you see this X here? I'm gonna put it at the corner here. In order to do that, we're gonna write JCSB. Okay, justify content space between. Save the thing. Now let's look at the result. Can you see that it didn't work? Why didn't it work guys? Let me show you a trick. So if in order to understand something like why a certain element is not working, always add this. Okay, border, okay, 2px solid red. Then you can see the entire element here. Can you see this one here? This is the entire element. The main reason for the X not coming at the end here is that due to this content here, it is fixed, it is locked. Okay, it cannot expand itself. So in order to make it expand, what we're gonna do is we're gonna give here a width. Look at this, we're gonna set it a width of 195 pixel like this. Okay, save the thing. Let's look at the result. There we go. Can you see this X now expanding here? Brilliant guys. So far so good. Now we don't actually need the border anymore. You can keep it, or you can just make a comment like this. Okay, save the thing. There we go, it looks nice. But guys, look at this one. Do you see this $300? Then we have the $100 here. We don't want it here, we want it to be here, just like this one. Can you see this one here? Yeah, so let's make those necessary changes. Okay, so that it looks like this. So let's go back to your cart.js. First of all, let's expand the thing. Okay, do you see this h4 tag? Yeah, we're gonna put here another class here. Okay, class, one second, class name equal to is gonna be double quote. We're gonna write here title minus price. So why did I put both the title minus price? That's because this tag actually carries both the name, I mean the title, and the price. That's why I named it like this. So guys, I'm just gonna copy the thing. Let's go back to our style CSS, and at the bottom I'm gonna write dot paste curly bracket. So here I'm gonna write display flex, okay, AIC tab for the align item center, okay. And now let's save the thing. Let's look at the result. It should look something like this, but guys, we don't have any gap in between them. Can you see that? So in order to put some gap, let's put gap of 10 pixel inside the title minus price. Here is it, okay. So we're gonna actually gap of how much? 10 pixel, okay. Now look at this, guys, we have a gap of 10 pixel here, okay. Do you see this price here? We want to style it in a way that it looks nice, just like this one, okay. So follow along with me, guys. So where is this actually located? Let's first of all locate that. You're gonna go to your cart.js, okay. Now where is it? It's actually here. Can you see this one here? Search.price on the p tag. Yeah, so we're gonna attach a class here, okay. Look at this. We're gonna write here a class, okay, equal to double quote. It's gonna be cart item price, okay. Cart minus item minus price, okay. Now copy this thing from here. Let's go back to your style. First of all, save the thing, okay. Copy after copying the thing, go back to your style CSS, okay, and at the bottom you're gonna write dot paste, okay, curly bracket. Inside here you're gonna write first of all BGC. Look at this, BGC tab, okay. You're gonna select a color which we specified 212, control space, okay, if you forget the thing, like this, okay, 212529. Then we're gonna set the color to white, something like this, okay. There we go. Now if you look at the result after saving, it should look something like this, right? We're gonna apply some padding and some border radius so that it looks nice, okay. So in order to do those things, just come here and then you're gonna write border radius of 4 pixels, something like this, okay. Then we're gonna apply some padding of 3 pixel on the top and bottom and 6 pixel on the left and right, something like this. Let's look at the result, guys, after saving. Now look at that, it looks nice, okay. Let's zoom out, okay. Next step, guys, do you see buttons here? Yeah, do you think that this looks very familiar? Yes, it looks familiar. If you go to the home page, we actually imported this component inside our cart page, okay. That's why it looks similar, that's why it looks identical. So we're not gonna write it, we're just gonna copy paste some lines from our main.js, okay. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna go to your main.js. Where is it? Main.js, okay. Then you're gonna open the generate shop function, okay. Now where is the div with the class name buttons? Here is it. Can I see this one here? So just click on here and then do this thread here. Yeah, so following this thread, you just copy the entire thing from here, okay. After copying the entire thing, just come back to your cart.js, okay. Next up, do you see this one here? You can just easily remove the thing because we copied the same thing, right? Then you're gonna paste it like this, okay. Save the thing and give some indentation here like this, okay. So in order to give some indentation, do this, okay. So you select everything inside the div, then you're gonna hit tab like this, okay. Come here and you're gonna select a tab like this. It should look something like this, okay. Or you can also give another indent here like this. There we go. Save the thing. Now let's look at the result, okay. Where is it? Here is it, okay. There we go. Can you see this one here? We have the plus and the minus icons along with the number indicator here as well. If you click on the plus or if you click on the minus, it's not gonna work. Why is that? That's because look at this cart.js, okay. If I close up this one, we don't have the increment and the decrement function. That's why it's not gonna work. But if you open up this one, if we scroll down, can you see this one here? The I, this is the minus button, right? It got the decrement here. And this I here, where is it? This is the plus. It got the increment here. Even though they got it here, it's still not gonna work. That's because, guys, we didn't define these functions at the bottom. We're gonna do that right now. But before that, do you see this one here? Yeah, we don't need this one, okay. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna remove the thing from here, okay. And 1 second, guys, let me make it a better like this. Give me a second. There we go, okay. It should look something like this. Now 1 second, guys, if you scroll up, do you remember this item here? Yeah, you can just copy the item, which is actually coming from where? This X. Where is this X coming from? This X is coming from the basket, okay. Just copy the item from here, scroll down to your here quantity, okay. Just write here $, curly bracket, paste the thing, done. Save it. Now let's look at the result. Now you can see the number getting shown here live. So guys, this number here represents the quantity of the item that you selected, okay. But still, if you click on the plus or the minus, it's not gonna work, okay. In order to make the thing work, Look at this, guys. I'm literally gonna go to the main.js. Okay, 1 second. Let me just close this thing, zoom out a little bit. Do you see this increment, decrement? I'm gonna copy the thing from here. Okay, after copying the thing, go back to your cart.js at the bottom. Okay, paste the entire thing like this, save it. First of all, do this. You just close it like this. Okay, scroll up and then you close it like this. Okay, also along with this, guys, we also need to get the update, otherwise we can't see the changes on the HTML, I mean on the result screen. Just copy the update function and come back here and then paste the thing like this. Okay, save the thing. You can also fold it like this, and there we go. Let's look at the result. Okay, after saving everything on the cart.js. Okay, so if everything goes well, if you click on the plus, it's gonna work perfectly fine. Not only that, guys, you can see this one. Can you see this one here? It is also working perfectly fine. Look at that. Let's click on the plus, it's working. Let's click on the minus, there we go. It's working perfectly fine. Okay, alright guys, there's an issue with our code. Do you see these buttons here? Yeah, the plus sign works totally fine, no problem, but the problem is with the minus. Every time I go and hit a 0, this card doesn't remove itself automatically, but we want the thing to remove itself automatically, something like this. Look, let's say that we have a 4 here. Okay, or let's say I want to remove this thing. Look at this, 3 2 1 0. You see, it removed itself automatically. In order to implement the same system into our project, the solution, guys, is very simple. Follow along with me, guys. Do you see this decrement function here? Yeah, first of all, you're gonna open the thing. Okay, and do you see this generate cart items here? Yeah, just copy the thing, and now do you see this comment here? I'm gonna remove the comment and then I'm gonna paste the thing like this. Okay, now look at this. I'm gonna save the thing. Let's look at the result. Okay, this is our project result. So let's go to 0. Okay, 3 2 1 0. There we go. It went away automatically. How is this actually happening, guys? Let me explain. Okay, so guys, do you remember this line here? Yeah, what is it actually doing? Its main job is to filter out all the objects which has an item of 0. So once it's done filtering out those data, it's gonna re-render our cards using this function here. You see this one here? It is actually used to re-render our cards. So if I scroll up, where is this actually coming from? Where is this trigger leading us to? This is gonna lead us to the function of generate cart items, which actually helps us to generate these cards here. Can I see this one here? Yeah, so that's how the mechanics actually work. Okay, first of all, it's gonna remove those unnecessary data, the data which has an item of 0, and then it's gonna run the function which helps us to re-render all the cards. Let me show you a live demo. Okay, so how much is this? 5. Let's try to go to 0. Okay, 4 3 2 1. The next time I hit a minus here, it's gonna become 0. Once it turns 0, do you know which line it will run? The moment it runs 0, this line will run, and then it's gonna re-render the cards using this one. Okay, that's how the mechanic actually works. Look at this. If I click on this one, there we go. The data is gone, at the same time the card is gone as well. So guys, I really hope that you understood how the mechanics actually work. Okay, let's go back to the home page and let's select some products. Okay, so I'm gonna select these products here like this. There we go. Okay, let's go back to the cart page. And now guys, let's compare this with our finalized project. Okay, look at this. So we have a price. Can you see this price here? Yeah, this is the total price of the item that you selected along with the quantity. Okay, so if you click on the plus like this, look at this, the quantity increased along with the price increased as well. So how do you build a component like this? Very simple, very easy, guys. Follow along with me. Okay, so we're gonna first of all do what? We're gonna go back to our cart.js here. Do you see this function which is the generate cart items? Yeah, this one. Okay, so we're gonna scroll down slowly. Okay, after the buttons, do you remember this h3 tag? Yeah, we're gonna write the thing inside here. Okay, so guys, follow along with me. Let me zoom in a little bit. Okay, so here I'm gonna first of all write a $sign to represent the currency. Okay, then we're gonna write here $, curly bracket. Inside here, do you remember the item, guys? Where is the item? Here is the item. Okay, can you see that? First of all, copy the thing. Okay, then scroll down here. Okay, paste the item here. So what does the item represent? Let me tell you. After saving the thing, let's look at the result. Can you see this one here? Yeah, 14. This number here, this is the quantity. This quantity is actually getting represented here. This quantity is getting printed here. But we want, what do we want? We want the quantity to get multiplied by this number here. Can you see this one here? This is the price of the unit. This is the price of 1 unit. We want to multiply this with the item quantity. and then we will get the final result here. So in order to do something like this, let me show you how to do the thing. Scroll up, do you see this one here, search dot price, copy the thing, scroll down on the item, okay, you're gonna hit a star, then paste the thing, done, save the thing. Now guys, let's look at the result. There we go guys, can you see this one here? Yeah, this is the unit price and this is the quantity. It got multiplied and it gave us the result here. This is the thing that we are expecting. But here's one thing that we don't expect. Every time you click on the plus like this, we want the price to get updated, but it is not updating, right? It's not working perfectly fine. But every time you hit the minus, can you see that? The minus actually works, but the plus doesn't work. Why is that, guys? It looks quite strange. In order to solve the issue, first of all, let's look at the decrement function. One second. Let's actually close this one like this. Let's look at the decrement function, guys. What are we doing? Every time we click on the minus, the decrement function runs. Eventually, this generate cart item also runs. So why is this important? What does it actually do? This helps us to re-render our cards with the updated data. That's why, guys, that's why only the minus works, but not the plus. In order to solve the issue, look at this. Very simple, very easy. Just copy the thing, okay? Fold your decrement, open the increment, okay? Now scroll down, guys. Do you see this console here? Yeah. I'm gonna remove the thing, paste it like this. Save the thing. It's gonna solve our issue. Let's look at the result, guys. Every time you click on the plus, there we go. Look at that. It's working perfectly fine. You see? Now let's try to click on the minus. There we go. It's working brilliant. Okay. Alright guys, so far so good. Next up, do you see this delete button here? Yeah, we're gonna make a function named remove item so that every time you click on this one, it's gonna remove the entire card here. Okay, so let's go and build that up. So in order to build that up, go back to your card.js and below the update, what we're gonna write is we're gonna write a function, okay, that remove item. Okay, remove item is gonna be ES6 error function like this. Okay, now inside here we're gonna pass the ID. So why did I pass the ID? Let me tell you. Okay, so the thing is, how will JavaScript exactly know that which card that you are selecting? Okay, all of this ID, I mean all of these cards has a unique ID. Okay, using that unique ID we're gonna delete the thing. Okay, that's why I have included the ID in the parameter. Next up guys, we need to copy this and invoke it in the place where the X icon is actually located. Okay, do you see this one here? Yeah, title price minus X. Inside here you have the icon here. Okay, so on the icon you can actually on click. Okay, on click equal to double quote. Okay, paste the thing, invoke it here. Next up guys, scroll up. Do you see this ID here? Copy the ID, scroll down, you can write here $, curly bracket ID. Done. Now in order to test whether the thing actually works or not, you're gonna scroll down here. Look at this. Okay, then you're gonna write here let selected item equal to ID. Okay guys, next up we're gonna write here console log. Okay, console.log, we're gonna write here selected item like this. Save the thing. Let's look at the result. Okay, so let's hit F12. Okay, let's go to the console. Every time you click on let's say the X like this, can you see this one here? We got the entire HTML element inside here, which we don't actually want. We want only the ID, only the unique number here. Can you see this one here? Yeah, so in order to target only that, we're gonna write here selected item dot ID only. Save the thing. Let's look at the result. Okay, there we go. Every time you click on the X, can you see this one here? We can only get the unique ID for which is actually located for each and every one of these cards. Something like this. You see? So far so good guys. By the way, can you see this console here? I mean, do you see this data here that are coming from the console? Let's remove that thing. Okay, so in order to remove those things, go back to your generate cart items. Okay, here is the console. Let's remove the thing from here. Okay, because it looks kind of odd. Okay, once that's done guys, let's scroll down to the very bottom here. Where is it? Here's the console. Okay, let's make it a comment here. Now guys, let's look at the result. Okay, every time I click the cross, do you know what will happen? Every time I click on the cross, it's gonna remove that object from the local storage. Let me show you. So if I go back to the local storage here, where is the item 19? Okay, this is the quantity of 19. Here is the 19 here, right? Every time I click on the X, I want to remove this entire object from here. Okay, in order to do that, we're going to use something called a filter function. So let's do the exact same thing. Okay, so we're going to write here basket. Okay, basket equal to basket.filter. Okay, Next up, I'm going to use a ES6 arrow function inside here like this. Okay, now you can write here anything, no problem, in the arguments, but let's keep it simple. Let's write here X. Okay, so inside the X, what we're going to target is we're targeting against the ID, because that's the thing that is only unique. So we're going to target x.id. So what I'm doing is that using this X of the filter function, I'm targeting all of these objects one by one. And since I targeted the ID here, what I'm doing is I'm targeting and matching against all the ID. Okay, so now let's come back here, and then I'm going to write here not equal to selected item.id, which is this one. Okay, copy this thing and put it here like this. Okay, so what this will do is that whichever item you click on the cross, what it's gonna do is it's gonna remove that thing. It's gonna remove that item from the cart, and then it's gonna update our basket. Okay, so since the update will come to the basket only, but we also want the update to go to our local storage as well. So in order to do that, just open up either one of them, increment or the decrement. Okay, like this. Now scroll down, you have a line called local storage.set item. Copy the thing, you don't have to write. Okay, just copy the thing, scroll down, do you see this remove item here on the function, paste the thing like this. Okay, done, save it. Now guys, let's go and look at the result. Okay, if you come back here, let's click on the X. Okay, so what is the number here? 8. Where is it? It's actually here. Every time you click on the X, the number and the object actually goes away, but the object itself, I mean the card itself, doesn't go away. But it goes away every time you refresh the page. But we don't want this behavior. We want it to update itself automatically. So in order to do that, what we're gonna do is, look at this. It's very simple, guys. We're gonna re-render our components. Okay, we're gonna re-render all of our cards every time we select the cross button. Okay, so in order to do that, copy this thing. Okay, copy the thing, scroll down, and then paste it here like this. Okay, save the thing. Now guys, let's look at the result. Okay, so every time, let's say the casual shirt, I don't need the casual shirt, so I'm gonna hit the X like this. There we go. It is removing here and removing here at the same time. Let's select this one like this. There we go. It's removing everything and it's working perfectly fine. But guys, look at this. Can you see this one here? Card is empty. Why is that? That is because we don't have any data here. Okay, let's go back and then let's select something. Okay, something like this, and now let's go to the cart page like this. There we go. Okay, let's test it again. Let's click on here. It's going here and it's removing itself here as well. So far so good, guys. Now guys, let's look at our finalized project, which is here. Can you see this component here? Yeah, total bill and the checkout clear cart. We're gonna make this button, we're gonna make this component right now. In order to make something like this, follow along with me, guys. We're gonna create a function and we're gonna name it total amount, so that it can calculate all the total amount of our bill. Okay, so we're gonna make an ES6 arrow function. Let total amount, okay, equal to, is gonna be an ES6 arrow function like this, something like this. There we go. Okay, now inside here we're gonna have two cases. The first case is when we have data on the local storage, and the other case is when we don't have any data on the local storage. Okay, just like this one. Let me show you. Just like the generate cart items, how many cases do we have here? Two cases. So the first case is when we have data on the local storage, and the second case is when we don't have any data on the local storage. Okay, in the same way, we're gonna have two cases inside the total amount. Okay, so look at this. If, okay, basket dot length is not equal to 0, run this code. Else, we're just gonna return the thing. So by else return, we mean that don't do anything, just stop the process. Okay, next up, guys, inside this curly bracket, we're gonna write let amount. Okay, amount is equal to, we're gonna target the basket and we're gonna map the thing. Okay, look at this. We're gonna write basket dot map. Okay, so why am I actually mapping the thing? Now guys, let me tell you the main reason for mapping the thing. Okay, the main reason for mapping this thing, mapping the basket, is that, look at this. So if I go back to the local storage here, yeah, look at this. Do you see this ID here and do you see the item here? We already have the item. Okay, we already have the item, but we don't have the price. So using this ID, can you see this one here? What is this? IOY, right? Using this ID, we're gonna go and search inside our data.js. Where is our data.js? Our data.js is here. Using that ID, which is the IOY. Can you see this one here? using this ID, we're gonna search inside our data.js, and then we're gonna grab the price from there. Once we grab the price from there, we're gonna multiply that with our item so that we can get the total price. I really hope that you understood what I mean by that. Now I'm gonna show you the live sample. Okay, so in the cart.js, look at this. I'm gonna come here and then I'm gonna write here bracket. Okay, I can write anything, no problem, but let's keep it simple. We're gonna write here a ES6 arrow function, and then let's pass x. Okay, now curly bracket. Now you can also destructure the x. How do you destructure the x, and how does it happen? Look at this. This is ID and the item. You can separate the thing like this. Look, we're gonna come here and then we're gonna write here let. Okay, let curly bracket equal to, it's gonna be x. Okay, now come here and then write item comma ID. Okay, save the thing. Now on the next line, guys, what we're gonna do is, using this ID, we're gonna search inside our database. So guys, we don't have to write anything. If you recall, if you go to the one second guys, if you go to the generate cart items, you can easily get the function here. Do you see the search function here? Yeah, just copy the thing because it already exists there. We don't have to write it again. Copy the search function, then you're gonna just close the thing. Now scroll down to your total amount function. Okay, just paste the thing here like this. Okay, so what is it actually doing? It is using the ID to match against the database. Okay, for an example, look at this. Okay, one second. For an example, look at this IOY thing. Okay, it is actually getting stored inside, where is it? It is actually getting stored inside this ID. Okay, so this search, what it will do is it's gonna search this ID against the ID of the local I mean the database. Okay, which is actually here. Okay, I really hope that you understood what do I mean by this line. Okay, next up, what we're gonna do is we're gonna return, look at this, we're gonna return the item. Okay, by the way, let me actually show you what the item means. Okay, so if you go back to the local storage here, this is item here 223. Yeah, that's the item. And then we have something called search dot price. Look at this. So you just multiply the thing like this. Okay, multiply search dot price. This price is actually coming from here. You see this one here? Okay, so now look at this, guys. I'm gonna console log the thing so that you can see it better. Okay, so in order to console log the thing, look at this. I'm gonna write here console, okay, dot log. Sorry guys, not here. Cut the thing from here and do this else statement before the else statement here. Okay, paste the thing, bracket, and then do this amount here. Yeah, copy the amount, put it here like this, save the thing. Now guys, let's look at the result. Okay, by the way guys, it will actually not work because you have to invoke it. So copy the thing, scroll down and put it here like this. Okay, bracket, done. Save the thing. Let's look at the result, guys. Now let's go to the console. Can you see this one here? 200, 600, 775. So how is this coming? This is actually the calculation of these ones. Can you see this one here? The 600 is here. The 600 is here. 75, 75. 200, 200. Okay, so we got all the total prices of individual cards inside this array here. Do you know what I'm gonna do next? I'm gonna add all the numbers together. In order to do that, what we are gonna do is, do you see this here? Yeah, remove the semicolon and put a dot. Okay, we're gonna use the reduce function. Okay, reduce, then you're gonna write a bracket, you're gonna write here ES6 arrow function. Okay, something like this. Then you're gonna write here x comma y. Okay, next up guys, you add the x and y. What does the x and y means? Let me tell you. The x is the x, guys, is the previous number and y is the next number. So what it's doing is, by x and y I mean that add these two numbers and then get the next one. So that's why I wrote here x comma y, and then I have to write here x plus y, and then comma, I want the thing to start from 0. That's why I'm going to give it a 0 here. Okay, save the thing. Now guys, let's look at the result. There we go. Can you see this one here? It gave us the calculation, the total calculation that we were searching for. So guys, our function is complete. Now we're going to implement that so that it looks something like this. Okay, in order to make something like this, let's go back to our VS Code. Let's guys, do you see this one here? Either comment or remove the thing. Okay, I'm gonna comment the thing and then I'm gonna scroll to the very top here. Do you see this label here? Yeah, copy the thing. Let's scroll down to your total amount function. Below this comment here, paste the thing. Okay, then you're gonna write here dot inner HTML equal to, we're gonna use a template literal. So you're gonna hit backtick and here you're gonna write, then here you're gonna write h2 tab. Okay, then guys, you're gonna write here total, okay, bill colon, you're gonna write dollar sign for the currency, and then you're gonna write dollar sign curly bracket amount. Okay, this amount is actually coming from here. You see this one here? Save the thing, guys. Now guys, let's look at the result. Okay, there we go, we got it. We have the total bill here. Can you see this one here? Brilliant, guys. Next up, what we're gonna do is we're gonna have two buttons. One second, guys. Do you see this checkout and the clear cart button? Yeah, we're gonna build these two buttons here inside here. So let's go and make those things. So what you're gonna do is below the h2 tag, you're gonna make a button. Okay, look at this, button. Okay, button with a class name checkout. Look at this, .checkout checkout tab. Guys, it's gonna be class, not class name. So remove the name from here, only keep the class. Okay, now inside here we're gonna write checkout. Okay, checkout checkout. Done. Save the thing, and below this button we're gonna have another button with the class name remove all. Look at this, button dot remove all. Okay, tab. Now again, guys, it's gonna be class, not class name. Remove the name from here, save the thing, and also we need to write here clear cart, something like this. Save the thing. Let's look at the result, guys. It should look something like this. It is not styled. Let's style the thing. Okay, first of all, guys, copy the checkout from here. Now guys, you're gonna go to your style CSS, and now guys, you're gonna select for a specific selector that we already selected and we already built that. Okay, so let me just search for the thing. It's actually the home button, guys. Can you see this one here? Yeah, so you don't have to write all these styles. Do this, guys, follow along with me. Just put a comma here. Okay, and then dot paste. Done. Now guys, let's look at the result. It should look something like this. Can you see that? Yeah, in the same way we're gonna style the clear cart button as well. Follow along with me, guys. Come back here on your cart.js, copy the remove all, come back to your style CSS, comma, okay, and then dot paste. Done. Save the thing. Let's look at the result. There we go. You see, much better. But guys, I want the thing to be in green color, just like this one, and I want the thing to be red color. So in order to do those things, follow along with me. Copy the checkout. Okay, scroll down and put it here like this, dot paste, curly bracket. You're gonna write here BGC tab. It's gonna be which color? Green, like this. Save the thing and remove all. Right, copy the thing, scroll down, put dot paste, curly bracket, BGC tab is gonna be red. There we go. Save the thing. Now let's look at the result. Okay, there we go, guys. It looks just like our finalized project here. Can you see this one here? It looks totally identical. Next up, guys, it looks nice, but look at this. Here's a problem. Every time you click on the plus, look at this, this number, this quantity and the price actually increases. But can you see this one here? It is not updating itself. So guys, in order to update this thing, this one, it's very simple. The solution is very simple, guys. Just come over here and to your cart.js. Do you remember the total amount? Copy this thing. Okay, and then guys, where's your update function? One second, let me just fold the thing like this. Where is your update function? It's actually here. Can you see this one here? Just open the thing, and then below the calculation function, you just invoke the thing here like this. There we go. Done. Okay, now guys, let's look at the result. Okay, every time this is the result page. Okay, every time you click on the plus like this, look at that, it's updating itself live. It is working perfectly fine. Okay, brilliant. Now guys, here's actually another issue here. Look at this. Do you see this 29 here? Yeah, 2900 actually. This is 100. Every time I click on the cross like this, that's going away, but it's not actually updating itself. There was $100 there, but now it should be 2800, but it's not updating itself automatically. Every time you hit the refresh like this, only then it refreshes. Only then it updates itself. This is the behavior that we don't want. In order to fix that, where is the function that removes that item? It is actually remove item, right? So copy this one, copy the entire thing, open up this one, and do you see this one? Generate cart items. Below this one, invoke it like this. Save the thing. Let's look at the result. Okay, so look at this. How much is this? 1500. Okay, 2800. Every time you click on the cross, it goes away. At the same time, it updates the thing here as well. So guys, it's working perfectly fine. Now guys, let's go back to the home page. Let's select some data. Okay, let's select some products from here. Let's go back to the cart page here. The next feature that I'm gonna build is the clear cart feature. Okay, every time we click on this one, it's gonna first of all remove the entire thing. At the same time, do you see this local storage, guys? One second. on the local storage, we also want the entire thing to get removed as well. So in order to build that, follow along with me, guys. Come back to your cart.js, okay, at below the remove item or anywhere, okay, you can write the function anywhere you like. We're gonna write here clear cart, okay, let clear cart, okay. It's gonna be an ES6 arrow function like this, okay. Next up, guys, look at this. We're gonna write here basket equal to, we're gonna make an empty array. It means that whatever data we have on the basket, remove the thing, okay. So guys, once we're done removing all the items from the basket, we also need to re-render the cards. In order to re-render the screen, do you see this generate cart items here? Copy the thing, scroll down and put it here like this, okay. Done. Next up, guys, we also need to update the local storage as well. So in order to update the local storage, just open the decrement or the increment like this, okay. Do you see this one here? Yeah, just copy the thing from here, close the thing, scroll down on the clear cart, okay, paste the thing here like this, okay, save the thing. Now guys, we need to invoke the clear cart as well. Copy the thing, scroll down, do you see this total amount here? Open it, okay. So where's your remove all? It is here. Can you see this one here? This is the clear cart button. So guys, what we're gonna do is we're gonna write here on click, okay, on click equal to double quote. Then we're gonna invoke the clear cart function here. There we go. Save the thing, guys. Now guys, let's go and test our result. This is the result screen. Every time you click on, one second, let me also open the local storage here like this. So we have some data on the local storage, we have some build here, and we have some cards here, okay. Every time we click on the clear cart, it's gonna remove everything. Look at that, the data is gone and the cart, and the cart page is gone along with the price and the buttons. We have only one button, back to home button. Using this one, we can just go back and we can select some products like this. There we go. Let's select some products here. Let's go back to our cart page, and now let's go and select this one like this. Look at that, it's working perfectly fine, okay. Let's click on the cross sign like this. It's removing that thing. At the same time, if you click on the clear cart, it removes everything like that. Brilliant. On the finalized project, you can see that we have in total 12 product cards. So what we're going to do is we're going to add the other images and data into our project here. But before doing that, we have some problem with our code here which we need to fix. The first problem is with the navbar. It is not aligned properly on the y-axis. Let me show you what I mean by that, okay. So I'm just going to go back to the code on the style CSS. And then what I'm going to do is, do you see this navbar here? I'm just going to comment this code, okay. I'm going to save it. Now let's look at the result, okay. Can you see that the clothing store and the icon, they are not aligned on the y-axis on the center? So if you want to fix that, you're just going to come here and then you're going to write AIC tab, okay. Save the thing. Now let's look at the result. Can you see that? Now it's aligned properly, okay. So I'm going to bring this code back, save it. There we go. The second problem is in the cart page. But before going there, first of all, make sure that you have some products selected here. And then you're gonna go to the cart page, okay. Now do you see this number here? How many quantity do we have on the basket? In roll we have 24. And now let's do this, okay. So I'm gonna remove this one, okay. So how much quantity is in this inside this cart? It has just 5, okay. So it is 24. If I minus 5 from 24, how much is it? It's gonna be 19. So let's remove the thing, okay. Every time I remove it, it should be 19, but it's not doing the subtraction. It's gonna do the subtraction every time I refresh the page like that. There we go. But this is the behavior that we don't want. So if you want to fix that, where is this problem situated? Let's find that first, okay. The problem is with the function named remove item. Let me show you where it is. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna go to VS Code and then you're gonna go to cart.js. Then here is your function remove item. You're gonna open up this one. And then you're gonna scroll up. There is this calculation function here. Just copy the thing and then put it here like this, okay. Save the thing. Now let's look at the result, okay. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna remove this one, okay. How much quantity is here? It's 5. So how much is here? 19. So 19 minus 5, it should be 14. Let's click on this one. Let's see the result, okay. There we go. It's working perfectly fine. So our problem is solved. Let's look at the third problem. It is here on the clear cart. Every time I click on this one, what do I want? I want the basket to get 0. But it doesn't happen. Let me show you what I mean by that, okay. So I'm going to click on clear cart. Now look at that. It's still 14, but it should be 0. If I refresh the thing, only then it's going to be 0. So guys, the problem is situated in a function named clear cart. Let's go find it and fix that, okay. So I'm going to go back to VS Code and it is called clear cart. It is here. Do you remember this one, calculation? Just copy the thing and put it here like this. Okay, save it. Now let's look at the result. Okay, so in order to look at the result, we have to go back to home, and then we have to select some items. Okay, just like this. Now let's go back. How many items can you see here? It's 8. Let's click on clear cart. There we go. It's now back to 0. Perfect. Problem solved. Alright guys, now let's go back to our VS Code and then scroll to the very top. Do you remember this function here, generate cart items? Open up this one, and then do you see this search.image, search.name and search.price? What I realized is that you can destructure this thing and make it shorter. Let me show you what I mean by that. Okay, so I'm gonna come here and then I'm gonna write here let curly bracket, image, comma, name, comma, and what was the last thing? It's price. So I'm gonna put the price here like this, equal to the search. Okay, copy that, put it here like this. There we go. Now we don't have to write search.image anymore. Okay, we can remove that portion from here like this. Okay, there we go, done. Save the thing. Now let's look at the result. We're gonna get the exact same result. Okay, to see the result, let me just click some products from here, and then let's go to the cart page like that. There we go. You see, there we go. You see, we got the exact same results. And by the way guys, what is this called? The search is an object, right? So this is called destructuring an object. Alright guys, now it's time to add the other product cards inside our project. Before doing anything, first of all, we have to clear the local storage. Okay, just right click, inspect, and then you're gonna go to your application. Wait a second, let me open up this one. We're gonna go to application, then local storage. Okay, so now we have to delete it. So you're gonna click on here and then you're gonna delete the thing. Okay, next up I'm gonna go to my GitHub. I'm going to provide the link of this GitHub repository in the description down below. Okay, so if you come here, then you can realize that it has 3 branches. We are on the main branch. On the main branch, we have the entire source code. Okay, we started from the starter files, and this is product images here. I'm going to click on this branch here, and then what does this branch carry? Let me show you. Inside the images, it got all the other 12 images. Okay, so if I come back here, we have also something called data.js. If I open up this one, then it carries all the data of our product cards. So do you see this data here? Yeah, all the data are actually inside this data.js. So what we're gonna do right now is we're gonna download this thing. Okay, so just click on the code, download zip. Okay, so guys, once it downloads, open the thing, and then you're gonna go back to your desktop. Okay, then what you're gonna do is you're gonna extract it outside like this. Okay, next up, go inside here. So what do we have inside there? We just have a folder and a file called data.js. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna extract it outside like this. Okay, there we go. All right guys, so now we're gonna extract both the images and the data inside our project folder like this. Look at that. Okay, then guys, you're gonna find a message like this: replace the files in destinations. So you're gonna click OK like this. So what it's gonna do is it's gonna remove the duplicate files from our project. Now we can delete this one, no problem. Now let's go back to our VS Code. Okay, now you can realize that we have images. How many images are here? 12 images. Okay, and then we also have a file called data.js. So come here, and what you're gonna do is look at this. Do you see this data here? The data is inside a array here. You see this one, array? So come here and then you're gonna close it like this. Copy the entire thing. Now what you're gonna do is you're gonna go to data.js, which is actually situated inside your source. Okay, come here and go to the top. Select from here to the very bottom and then paste the code that you copied from the file. Okay, so now look at this. We have all of our data stored inside this variable. Now save the thing, and now come here, and what you're gonna do is you're gonna right click, delete this one. Okay, this is coming from the GitHub. Okay, now guys, after saving the code, let's go and look at the result. Okay, our result will look something like this. Look at that. We have how many cards in total? We have 12 product cards in total. But guys, there are some design problems with our cards. Like look at this one. Do you see this border here? And do you see the image? They're overlapping with each other here. Can you see that? It looks odd. We're gonna fix that. At the same time, look at this guys. We don't have any gap at the bottom. Just like the finalized project. Look at that. We have gap here. So let's go and implement those things. So let's go back to our VS Code on the style CSS. Then you're gonna find that selector with the class name shop. Okay, then what you're gonna do is you're gonna write here MB 20 pixel tab. There we go. Save the thing. Now let's look at the result. It will look something like this on our finalized project. But guys, if you want to adjust the gap, you can do it as well. So let's come back here, and you can also put here 50 pixel like this. Save the thing. Let's look at the result. Now look at that. We have a big gap here. Next up, let's go fix the border and the images. How do you do that? Very simple, very easy. Go back to your VS Code, So now you're gonna find for a selector called dot item, which is actually here. Can you see that? We have the image inside this selector. So how do you select the image from this selector? It's very simple. Look at that. You're gonna write here dot item, okay? Then img curly bracket, done. Now inside here, what we're gonna write is we're gonna write here width 100%, okay? Width 100%. Save the thing. Now let's look at the result. There we go. Now can you see that the border and the image are not overlapping with each other? But guys, there's another problem. If I zoom in like this, look at that. Can you see that? Do you see this corner here? Yeah, it's pointy corner, but actually our border is rounded. So in order to adjust that, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go back here and we're gonna place a border radius, okay? Border radius, okay? Radius. But before putting any value, guys, let me show you something, okay? So we want to make this thing rounded here and here. We don't want the thing to be rounded here and here. So how do you do this? Let me show you, guys. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna come back here and we're gonna put 2 pixel first, 2 pixel again, then 0 0. So what do I mean by this? This is the top left corner, this is the top right corner, this is the bottom left and bottom right corner values. Save the thing. Now let's look at the result. Now guys, you can see that this thing got rounded and this one as well, but not the bottom left and the bottom right. Perfect. With that, our project is complete. I really hope that you learned a lot from this tutorial. If you like the video, give a like, share it with a friend, and feel free to subscribe. Till then, take care, and I'll see you in the next video.